Across the UK, online and on DAB.
Talk Radio. For those about to talk, we salute you. Talk Radio.
Evening, dear listener. This is Iain Lee, Talk Radio. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ash. Dougie Anderson is here. You may remember some of the many fine works that we did throughout the early 21st century. We're going to recreate all of them. You can call up and talk to him, whatever you want. 0844 499 1000. This is Talk Radio. Here's the news.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Hang on a minute, computer, because I plugged in the phone. Here we go, this is it.
I may go out tomorrow if I can borrow a coat to wear. Oh, I'd step out in style with my sincere smile and my dancing bear outrageous, alarming, courageous, and charming. Oh, who would think a boy and bear could be well accepted everywhere? Was just amazing how fair people can be. Seen at the nicest places where well-fed faces all stop to stare, making the grandest entrance to Simon Smith and his dancing bear. Their lovers, won't they defeat us, don't they? Oh, who would think a boy and bear could be well accepted everywhere? Was just amazing how fair people can be.
Hang on a minute. Well, that's, disappointing, Dougie. I was taking my shoes off. I'll tell you what's happened. I buggered up the computer there. I was trying to, because I've plugged my phone into the computer and the pictures come up and I was trying to get rid of the pictures and,
I think it's good to have coziness in a studio late night, but maybe shoes should stay on till after 11.
No. Shoes come off. Pants off.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
Where do you stand on the old shoes on, shoes off when you go to visitors' houses?
Oh, shoes off. I'm happy with shoes off, and I feel uncomfortable with shoes on. Because shoes pick up the detritus of the day. They could have trod in a flob, or fag ends, or vomit, or any kinds of things. So to go into a friend's house and invite those things onto their carpet is just bad manners.
What if it's not a carpeted house, floorboards, so still shoes off?
I like the shoes off. The older I get, I was working with Arthur Smith yesterday.
Oh, yes.
And I was told a tale about someone had shared a long train journey with him, and as soon as he got on the train, he whipped his shoes off and pulled out a pair of slippers.
Oh.
On a train!
I've seen that on trains quite a few times, actually.
Planes?
Obviously on planes, but short-haul flights, you don't need to be taking shoes off. You don't need to be... I mean, even if it's an 8-hour train journey, keep the shoes on, for goodness sake.
On a train, I think... By the way, dear listener, this is Iain Lee. Dougie Anderson is here. If you want to call in, you can. Dougie's just going to be kind of hanging out for the first hour of the show. Then did you give your address to Emma?
No.
Okay, because she wants to come round and sleep with you after the show. No, that's inappropriate, and we don't allow our presenters here to make inappropriate sexual comments about women that work here.
And that's why talk radio is, I think, going from strength to strength.
It really, really is. We get the listening figures in about 2 weeks, and I think they're going to be pony. But you can call in 0844 499 1000. You can call in and just talk to me if you want. That would be a little bit rude, as Dougie's here. Now, Dougie's here because we haven't seen each other properly for a long time. We saw each other a couple of weeks ago when you guested on the Johnny and Ash show.
Yes.
And we hadn't seen each other for a couple of years before that.
Oh, gosh.
You had certainly got married in between our times of seeing each other, so that indicates some sort of length.
Yes, and that makes what you just said about your producer and address thing a little bit awkward in studio.
Yes, in the studio environment.
Not for me, I hasten to add, because I will be going home alone. A pied on my own.
Oh, I say. But you have written a book.
Yes.
Which is called Left of the Mainstream.
Left of the Mainstream.
If you're on Periscope, you can... That's it, I'm holding it up. And that's enough of that. We'll talk about the book in a minute. People have called in. Let's go to Paul. Paul, you're on the air.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
this is Paul.
on the advice, I decided that a revival of Man won't be a kid show. We won't have kid contestants.
Okay, let me just fill Dougie in on some massive blanks. You sit back for the next 40 minutes, Paul. Paul is a regular caller to the show, and he is a big fan of Nickelodeon and those and kids shows from the 90s.
Right.
And he wants to become the producer of kid shows that are reminiscent of the kid shows of the 90s. Although the last one you suggested, Paul, was perhaps sexually inappropriate.
So we had to change it now. We decided it won't be any kids. We won't have kids contestants.
Okay, it was basically Man Oh Man, the Chris Tarrant show, but with kids.
Ooh, that's not going to fly. I wouldn't have thought.
So how have you changed it, Paul? How does it work now? Because Dougie's been on TV more than me, so he's got contacts.
Well, the show won't be aimed at kids. We won't have kids contestants.
Brilliant.
It will be a Man of Batman brand.
Yeah, the Man of Man brand.
Hosted by me
and Sean.
Shane.
Yeah.
Strong name.
Paul and Shane, they're going to be pop superstars. They really are.
They'll on the show they will wear a nappy.
Who wears a nappy?
Paul.
That's you.
Pop duo.
So Paul, you and Shane will wear nappies. Then what happens?
We improve. At the end of the show, they will say the red dot will flash as they say bye bye.
I think already there's a problem here. Paul has talked about himself in the third person. I think let's just be who we are. Douglas doesn't like people talking in the third person, Ian.
Paul, I really wish you the very, very best of luck with that, Paul.
I decided that when we're on personal business and setting up a media company.
Okay, Paul.
And we got. I decided that we put the licensing of TV programs on back burner.
That's excellent, Paul. I appreciate that input and let's get Sarah on the line, shall we? Good evening, Sarah.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Sarah. You're through to Dougie Anderson. Or me.
I'm very excited to speak to you both tonight.
Well, we're excited to speak to you.
And good evening.
Well, partly because, I am the one who won the competition to get you brought to broadcast from my house.
We're all going to Sarah's house in Edinburgh at the Edinburgh Festival.
Well, as someone who's from Edinburgh, I think you're in for a fairly exciting time.
Oh, it's a broblick moonlight licht.
And that's what the Scotch can't stop saying.
And also, I believe they keep talking about Ur Willie. Is that right?
I was always a Broon man, if you know what I'm saying.
Sarah, are we still okay to come to your house?
That's absolutely fine, although I do feel like I should probably admit something at this stage, because this is my only fourth phone call. When I first phoned up, they took my name wrong. My name's actually Sophie.
Well, this is.
I never thought it would be an issue, because I thought, well, this is not going to turn into anything. He's never going to come to my house or anything. Now you are.
Well, the thing is, Sarah, you're always going to be Sarah to me.
Okay.
So I think because we filled in all the forms and ticked all the boxes, you're going to have to stay Sarah. Otherwise, it gets messy.
Sophie sounds like she's from the northeast of England, Newcastle, Sunderland, that type of thing.
I am from there, but I came up. This is where my story's going to link in with you, Dougie, tonight. I came up to go to Queen Margaret University.
That's where I went to college, because it wasn't university at the time. And if I may personally anecdotalise for a second, I was I was a little bit peeved because I left and it was a college, and some people who were in my year started saying a few years later, when I was at uni, and I remember when we were at uni, I was like, guys, it wasn't a uni when we were there. It was a blinking college. Wowzers. It was one up from a polytechnic.
Wowzers.
Yeah. Dougie's always mentioned as some kind of star who, he's mentioned along the likes of
So the halls, what is this, St. Queen's?
The Queen Margaret.
Queen Margaret
University College.
University College of Edinburgh. Dougie's name echoes around the hallways as a sign of what you can achieve?
Yeah, we were rightly told, to reach for the stars, as Dougie Anderson once did.
Is there a Dougie Anderson module? Because I know someone who could come and lecture in it. Me! Well, that's marvellous. Would you like a signed thing? I haven't got... No, don't say yes to that, 'cause we haven't got anything to sign. Could you sign my book for me, please? But don't put my name on it. Yes, sell it on eBay.
You rascal.
You rascal. Are you going to buy Dougie's book, Sophie? Sarah?
I am going to buy it, because it does sound like something I'm interested in anyway.
Well, hang on a minute. What's it about?
Well, I was just reading about it on Amazon. It's about... I could read it off Amazon if you'd like.
Why not? That'd be lovely,
Yeah,
wouldn't
this
it?
is good. This is interactive. This is interesting. I'm going to set up a MySpace page.
Okay, here we go.
I'm LinkedIn.
Part one, part DIY guide to filmmaking and broadcasting. Douglas Anderson has written a book that is as funny as it's insightful, as honest as it's helpful.
I mean, I'm enjoying this so far.
Well,
Please
this
keep going.
is... I'm tempted to buy the book
continue.
again.
Musicians, film stars, directors, broadcasters, and even the President of the USA. Wow, really, Dougie? He's met or worked with them all, and they're all...
Right, hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's true.
Having read the book now, which I have done, you've not worked with the President of the United States of America.
When Bill Clinton was still President of the United States of America,
Yes.
he appeared in my second kung fu movie, Fisto Fernandez, The School of the Six High Noons.
Yeah, because your mate just knew where he was going to be driving and went and filmed him.
No, my co-director was in New York at the time, and there was a big cavalcade, so we filmed it, and it has a place in the film. And to my knowledge, he is the only American president, living or dead, who has appeared in a bona fide kung fu movie.
Well, but to say you've worked, I mean, what was he like to work with?
Very easy on the eye and easy on the soul. It was good. I mean, you could say that in Godfather Part 2, De Niro and Pacino didn't have any scenes together. They were in the same film. They worked together in the same film. And I very much like to think of myself and Bill as a modern day De Niro and Pacino.
Is it true that in the movie Heat, Pacino and De Niro, they have one scene together, but they filmed that on different days?
I've heard that, but I think it's sloblock. I don't think that's true. I think they were both there. I think it was the two of them.
You do compare yourself to De Niro in the book, and now you're doing it in the conversation what we are having now. I wondered if you could just tell us a bit more about that.
I just think we're two peas in the same pod, really.
I started watching Taxi Driver the other day. Never seen it.
Oh, yeah. Great film.
Lasted 10 minutes.
Oh, no, it's worth...
No.
You've seen The King of Comedy, haven't you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's one of my facts. 50 pence that costs in computer exchange on DVD. 50p. Don't they know what they've got? Tomorrow, by the way, tomorrow night, dear listener, we've got Sean Levy, who is Jerry Lewis's biographer, coming on.
Jerry Lewis, who, of course, is in King of Comedy.
King of Comedy, of course. But Taxi Driver, no, I couldn't stomach it.
Oh, it's worth... It's worth...
It was very
watching it again.
70s.
Well, in fairness, it was made then.
All the scumbags, the faggots, and the queens. It's all that, isn't it? It's all he says. That's all he says is that.
No, well, no. You're only 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
You call someone a whoopsie at one point.
Give me a spoiler alert. Give me the last 5 minutes. What happens?
Oh.
Hey? Come on. Huh?
Are we little bit... No.
Oh.
You were reading me. Oh, you got it.
Thank you. Spoiler.
Is Sophie still there? Is she gone?
Sarah?
No, I'm still here. Yeah.
So when we, by the way, when we come, we need. Okay, come. Are you? Indulge me. Your Wi-Fi, is it like really high, super fast?
Yeah, we've literally just got it installed, like, as in a week ago. It's super fast.
And is it wired? Can I plug it? I need to plug a machine into it.
Yeah, so I did my little research into this, just because I like to be informed, and yeah, we've got that available, so you can just plug it into the wall.
And can I ask, Sarah, can I ask a favour?
Yeah?
Please don't fall in love with me when I come round. It would be really inappropriate, and I'd hate to break your heart on Saturday morning.
I'll really try really, really hard.
Thanks. But you can invite some of your friends round and stuff if you want. It's your house. You can do what you want. But if you wanted to have some friends round on the Friday night, I would not forbid that.
Like a slumber party type of thing.
Yeah, like a slumber party.
Okay, so there's going to be about 3 25-year-old girls. Okay.
Gosh, well, as a married man, I don't know where to look, let alone what to say, but
we are literally old enough to be their fathers.
This is fast-moving stuff.
We're not the kids that you.
This is what they call in the news. This is a fluid story just now, isn't it?
Really
this is a fluid story.
It's too fluid for us to keep up with, so we're going to have to.
I wanted to say as well, because I've told Iain before, I was a massive fan of Rise, so it's really nice to hear you both on the radio again today.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's lovely to hear your voice as well,
Thank
Sophie.
you very much. She was the fan of Rise.
Those tones of the South.
Rise, of course, Channel 4's flagship breakfast show, the replacement for the rather successful Big Breakfast. They decided to get rid of it and bring back something that wasn't quite as good, and we presented it. And but I had we
were good when we did it together. I think.
Do you know Rise gets a bad rap. I'm really proud of Rise. I thought it was a good show, and the viewing figures actually weren't that bad. We did get towards the end, we got as good as the Big Breakfast did towards the end of that. You know, we got to. Yeah. But I thought it was a funny show.
It was. I think it was good to have. When we worked together on it, because I was kind of outside broadcast person, then interviews, and then sort of brought into the studio a bit more. But I think it showed that when we did it together, you could have two blokes presenting something.
Very boisterous and blokey.
A long time before Sunday brunch. With less sort of cooking and stuff, and more esoteric musical and filmic references.
You would come in when Kate had a holiday booked, a one-day holiday midweek.
Yes, to Middlesex, I believe.
And the most fun I remember, and that was when you and I improvised a rap.
Yeah.
And it was going into a break, and I thought, they were going to cut to the break during the rap.
They didn't. We just kept rapping.
It just went on forever.
Yeah. I felt like 2/3 of De La Soul were there that day.
Do you remember? We'll go to a break in a second.
Do you remember?
Do you remember when Federico from Big Brother and Coolio... Was it Coolio or was it Shaggy? I always get those two mixed up. One of them was on. I think it was Coolio. It was Coolio. And Federico said, it's a bag of wink. And I went, sorry, you can't say that, Federico. And Coolio picked up the baton and went, why can't he say bag of wink? Except he wasn't saying wink.
Yeah.
Hey, why can't he say bag of wink? If I want to say bag of wink, I was going, Coolio, you can't say, listen, guys, and we had to get up and walk away.
Yeah.
Do you not remember that?
I don't think I was there that time.
Maybe not.
No, maybe it was.
Do you remember when the Lost Prophets came on and we had to tell them off for swearing?
Looking back, they were very innocent days.
0844 499 1000. Are you going to the Edinburgh Festival?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure at the moment. I'm more concerned about who does that voice over Late Nights, Iain Lee. Who's that?
I can't remember his.
Late Nights, Iain Lee.
He doesn't do it in a Cockney accent.
Is it not?
I don't want to say his name wrong. My mind has gone completely blank. It's James someone, isn't it? Who does the? Oh, come on, Ed. He listens to the show, and now my mind has completely gone blank.
Maybe he'll tweet in with.
Well, but if he tweets in and I've got his name wrong, my mind's got a complete blank. James, and I'm really sorry. But he's a famous actor.
Oh, right.
Yeah. He's been in Emmerdale and stuff like that.
See the guy is... Oh, I thought you were going to say he's the guy from the Likely Lads, James Boland.
James Boland, star, of course, of the Likely Lads and Pay and Display.
And the thing about they were old detectives that have come out, they're trying to...
Oh, yeah, the old gay detectives. The book you have written... Oh, we'll get to the book in a minute. Let's go to Alan. Alan, you're through to Dougie Anderson.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Dougie.
Hip, 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 hooray, Alan.
Do you know where the hip, hip, hip comes from?
No idea.
Prince Charles... When it was his old... that's rude. When it was his mother's birthday, and I need to try and find the clip now, and I can't find the... is this it?
George, you're a fanny.
No, that's George Galloway reading out a text. Let's just hear that again.
George, you're a fanny.
Yep, that's not it. Is this it?
Singing, we're glad to be gay.
Oh, that's you, Alan, singing Glad to be Gay. There is a clip somewhere... I've got a good game to play with you in a minute.
Of Prince Charles? You're looking for a clip of Prince
Charles? Well, on his mother's birthday, he says, hip, 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 James Thornton. That's exactly who does the voiceover. Thank you. Hip, hip, hip.
Yeah.
And that's what... But I want to play a game with you. Okay. I want to play a game with him, Alan, because he likes his music.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to play you the silences from a very famous song, and I want you to tell me what the song is. Are you ready, Dougie?
I'm ready.
Here we go. It's two silences from one of the most famous songs in the world. You want to hear it again?
Yes, please.
Any idea what?
I've no idea what that is.
Okay, well, it's...
Been looking for in the middle of promised land.
Billy Joel.
In the middle of the night.
I go walking, I go. I go walking, I go.
I go. It's that. Are you ready for round 2?
Oh, yes, there are multiple rounds, aren't there?
There's only 2.
Oh, thank goodness. I mean, damn.
There's 2 silences from one of the biggest hits in the world ever.
I don't know.
It's your genre as well.
All right.
Any ideas, Alan?
The first one was Billy Joel.
Yeah,
with Dreams.
Yes, well done. 5 points. Might as well. 5 points, Alan. Do you know the second one, though?
I think it was Men at Work Down Under.
Men at Work Down Under.
A big hit in the day.
It was, but it's not the right answer. This is the answer. Using the same drums that they used on the Pigeon Street theme tune as well.
And also used in a very famous furniture advert.
Did it what?
The tune is used in a famous furniture advert.
Okay. You're through to Dougie. What would you like to ask him? Bearing in mind his vast knowledge of music, movies, he's met some of the biggest stars in the world. That's not even a lie. He actually has. What would you like to ask him, Alan?
I want to talk about Big Brother.
Right, well, that's, of all the subjects you could have chosen, Alan, it's not one of my specialists, but I would happily try and answer a question if you want to ask me one, or indeed, Iain Lee, who currently sits to my north.
Good evening.
If you could choose any Big Brother you would go into as a housemate, which one would you go into and why?
If I could go into any Big Brother housemate?
No, any Big Brother house.
Sam Fox.
No, I mean... any series of Big Brother, I would go in Big Brother 4 to liven it up, because that was one of the most boring Big Brothers in
Big Brother 4 was rubbish. That was the one we did with John Tickle and all of that lot, when it was just ordinary people.
Talk about boring.
Yeah, I know, but why would you want to go in there then? It was so boring.
It up.
I had a great idea for the Big Brother house. What they should do is get all of the Big Brother contestants from day one up till now. It's got to be like about 250 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in a house and then blow it up.
Well,
that would. I'd watch that.
That would put a cat amongst the pigeons. If I can paraphrase a Bros single.
Here we go. Hip hip hip. That's Prince Charles.
Yeah.
Hip hip hip.
Why did he do that? Hip hip hip.
We think it might be because he's an idiot.
Right, because it's just hip hip, isn't it?
It should be hip hip. Yeah. Hip 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 may be a military thing, or he may just be showing off because his mum's the Queen.
Yeah.
Are you on David Cameron's list?
No.
Would you like to be?
No.
Oh, okay. Alan, that's a really great question.
Well, it's one of my best.
Well, that really does.
It's the best one I've heard from Alan all day, that's for sure.
Now, Dougie, this book. Hang on 1 second. Let's go to Bill. Yes, Bill!
Hello, mate. How you doing, son?
Oh, it's Bill! It's my mate Scott's favourite caller, Bill!
Oh. You alright?
Bill, would you do me a favour?
Yeah, of course.
Would you sing how your day's gone for us, please?
Alright, yeah, it's been alright. It's been a bit... Hang on. Shall I do it?
I think you should.
Oh, yeah. Well, I woke up really late 'cause I had a day off. And I got up at about 11:39. And I was in my boxers. And I put my head out the door to have a smoke. And that's really important for the rest of the story. Because usually I just walk out barefoot in my pants. But there was a reason I didn't do it today. So then the cat came in and I fed him. And then I let him out. And then on the mat was a dead rat. And it took me 20 minutes to pick up the courage to think of a plan to get rid of it.
This is going to be longer than...
I got an old pair of pants and I threw it on the ground.
Hang on. It took you 20 minutes to pick up the courage to come up with a plan?
I'm still worried about the rat. Did the cat bring in a rat from outside? Is that why the rat appeared? I've got just going back, sorry Bill, if I may interject just for a second.
No, you're alright, mate, you're alright.
Going back to what I was saying about the jingle stuff beforehand, you know, you listen to Iain Lee late at night. Yeah. I think Bill's got the perfect voice for doing that. We listen to Iain Lee. Talk Radio, something to that effect. So I think you should ask Bill.
Can I do a test one?
To do a test
Should
one.
I ask
but
him?
I don't know if Bill would be into doing a test one, but I think it's worth asking.
Could you ask him?
I'll ask him.
If I asked him,
let me ask him.
doing a test
Let me
run?
ask him,
Thank
but
you.
don't you let on that you know that I'm about to ask him.
Dougie, you've got your hand up. Do you want to say something?
Hi, is Bill there, please?
Hello, pal. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Oh, very well, Bill. Very well. Thank you very much. I was wondering if you might do a little voiceover for the show, if you're not too busy.
Cool, so I will.
In your own time.
Shall I start now, yeah?
Yep, in your own time.
Listen to Iain Lee on Talk Radio, 10 and 1. If not, I'm coming round and I'm giving you a slap, you mug.
Well, no, listen, I've got to come straight back in there, Bill. You got to get, you got to be friendly with your audience, and
do it again.
Well, the thing is, I thought it was nice. The wording was excellent, apart from the slapping and the mugging off bit.
The violence probably would be frowned upon these days.
I can do a PG one of that.
Please do, Billiam.
Listen to Iain Lee on Talk Radio between 10 and 1. If not, I'm going to come round and tickle ya.
Yes, now see that? You've used the element of surprise, think he's going to come round and do something, he's going to tickle. That's good, that's fine, that's fun, that's frivolity.
But, having worked at the BBC for 4 years before getting shafted by them, I know that actually going round and tickling listeners is deemed
inappropriate.
I can do another one.
Okay. Yeah, please do, Bill. But please try and make it sexually mysterious. Ambiguous is what I meant. Ambiguous.
Oh dear, I'll try.
Okay, Bill.
Listen to Iain Lee between 10 and 1 on Talk Radio. You'll be foolish not to. You know it.
Doesn't really...
To be honest, it's very hard to say to Bill.
Yes. He's not
do something sexually ambiguous. I mean,
he's not as good as I thought he was going to be.
I think Bill's got a lot of potential.
Bill, I'm going to have to cut you off.
Oh, I want to ask Dougie a question.
Oh, no!
I cannot believe.
Can we get Bill back? Let's have a break. When we come back, we'll have Bill back, and then we will talk about the book, I promise. So the reason, we'll have the conversation on it. The reason I'm going to Edinburgh is, as well as doing this show up there on the Friday night, I'm doing 2 shows for Audible called War of the Words. It's a panel show, but it's a nice panel show. We'll get you on for series 2. You're very welcome. And, it isn't really anything to do with it. I'm just a hired monkey, and I host it, and it's kind of quite nice. And I will say to the 2 contestants, who's the world's best John? And they'll argue about it, and I go, right, well, the world's best John is...
Obviously, it's John Supple,
of course.
political correspondent.
Were you there yesterday? And we did 2 yesterday, one with Dominic Holland and Arthur Smith.
So it's always with comedians, it's not just members of the public.
It's with celebrities, yes. We did it's really charming, and we did a really charming one with Mackenzie Crook and Jeff Lloyd, 2 very nice, fey men.
Yeah.
And we did a lovely one yesterday with 2 people I'd never heard of, but I'm certainly going to be checking out their back catalogue. Nick Trent and David Helm, or maybe it was David Trent and Nick Helm.
Nick Helm.
And David Trent.
Yeah.
Do you know them?
I did a BBC 4 show with Nick Helm.
He's got a beard.
Yeah, he does a BBC 3 show.
Possibly.
Yeah.
It was, anyway, they were hilarious.
Kind of like T-shirt sort of.
He's a T-shirt kind of
T-shirt guy.
T-shirt kind of guy, yeah. And I didn't like that when I saw it. Oh.
I've got a little surprise for you talking about clothes.
Oh.
Look at that. Braces.
Oh!
I've got braces on. In America, they call them suspenders.
Yeah.
I am not wearing British suspenders.
I've got a surprise for you with clothing.
Okay.
Can you see what that is?
There.
It looks like what people call a hot rock stain, but
I haven't smoked hashish for many, many a year, or at least I've perfected my hot rock technique. No, do you know what that is?
No.
That's a moth hole.
Oh dear.
I've got moths, Dougie.
Yeah.
I've got moths. My life is over.
But at least you're wearing a collar.
Well, I've got a collar, but I had moths before, and you have to get rid of the moths, you have to freeze them. You have to freeze all of your clothes,
right,
or boil wash them.
Right.
You have to go clear out your whole bedroom with like special sprays and things, and hoover up the carpet and disinfect the bed.
Well, I'm glad we're careering into some of the hot topics.
Let's get Bill back. Yes, Bill.
Hello, mate.
Sorry, mate. You chomping on a sausage?
No, I'm having a lolly ice.
A what?
Lolly ice, rocket lolly.
Is that like an ice lolly?
Yeah.
I've never heard the words in that order before.
Lolly ice.
No?
I don't like ice lollies. I never have
love
done.
them.
It's just flavoured water, isn't it?
Oh, they've took over from biscuits, mate, for me.
Wowzers. And you having a rocket lolly?
Yeah, literally, mate. Whenever you fancy having a biscuit, I know you're having a bit of, you want to shed a few pounds.
Trying to lose
and that.
some weight. Yep.
You know what I mean? But just have a lolly instead, mate. There's only about 30 calories in them.
Have a lovely lolly ice. You can make your own lolly ices.
Yes, you can. You can.
Yeah, they're rubbish, though. I've got some in there I made. I don't touch them.
Well, I'll have them. Pop them in an envelope, send them over to Talk Towers, and I'll certainly make use of them. Now, Bill, you had a question for my former colleague, an erstwhile partner, Dougie Anderson. What was it?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, gents. You might have already covered this. I sort of came in halfway through, and I know you from somewhere, Doug.
Right. That's not a question. This is just a conversation we're having, isn't it?
No. The question's going to be built up to.
Oh, right. Okay. Yes.
Well, quickly. Let me cut a long story short. Yeah. No. Listen. You're either some geezer down the pub.
Is this Danny Dyer on the phone? Yes.
Hey.
What? Yes. Carry on, Danny.
Or you was Rise. Was you on Rise?
Was you? Hang on a minute. Were you on Rise?
I was.
You never told me about that.
Yeah.
But you was on the good one, innit, with Iain, the second one.
And he was on the previous one.
No, I was on the previous one for about 2 weeks. But then
I thought you were on it for the whole thing.
No.
Because I met you on the previous one when I was coming to do the papers.
Music stuff.
Oh, here's a good question then. So you'll know this fella.
By the way, I think Kate Lawler is watching us on Periscope. I have reason to believe. She's what?
Is she still fit?
She's not as fit as me and Dougie.
No, of course not.
Are you touching yourself, Bill?
Sorry?
Nothing, carry on.
No, I'm I'm playing with a cat. And
this is the most fun I've ever had promoting my book, ever.
The book, yes.
Doug, is he in your book, and do you like him or do you not? Because I think he comes across as a bit of an idiot. Colin Murray.
Oh. Colin Murray. Is Colin Murray in your book?
He's not.
Do you like him?
He's not. Hey, listen. He seems a nice enough chap, and
he seems like a nice enough chap. I'm sure he's a delightful gentleman.
And he's a nice.
Let's go. Let's get one more in, and then we'll. 0844 499 1000. Gatford.
Good evening.
Are you out of hospital?
Nope, still there.
Oh, he's on his deathbed. Gatford is actually dying, and he's called in.
Oh no, I am. I'm sure I am. I say
PPY. You could be the last voice he hears, Dougie.
Well,
by the way, speaking of voices, Catania Thornton, there's a name, says, "Can we have this man on all the time? He makes my brain melt."
Oh.
And then she says, "Please, God, get him to say suspenders again." So, Dougie, you're getting requests from...
I thought they were talking about Gatford there.
No,
It's me.
it's you.
Right.
You go first.
Suspenders.
Well.
Gatford, you're through to Douglas. What would you like to ask him?
Well, as the only celebrity that's ever hugged me, I'd like to ask Dougie Anderson which celebrity he's hugged.
It's a great question.
That's a really good question, actually.
I don't really think I'm a celebrity. I've always seen myself as an artist. Because I've hugged a few, you know. Are we talking, like, favourite or most famous?
Angelina Jolie kissed me.
As I've only got one, there go for favourite, because you're the only and the favourite.
Oh, gosh. I mean...
And it can be based on, you know, the length of the hug, the quality of the hug, the quality
just pick
of the
a name, for God's sake, so we can move on from this tedium.
I might be dying.
Robert Redford.
Wow.
Thanks for calling. Fingers crossed we'll speak again, but if not, it's been fun. Now, you are here. 0844 499 1000. He's here for another 22 minutes, guys. You've written a book.
Yes.
Left of the Mainstream, from a DIY filmmaker to public service broadcaster. It tells you, it's very funny, it's very, very funny. I read it today, it's genuinely very, very funny. And it tells of your adventures in making it in this business we call show. And it was lovely, because there's nice little crossovers from when I've known your stuff. Now, one of my favourite bits was your description of some of the movie stars that you have met. And where did you met these like junkets, those horrible things where you've got 6 minutes, 20 seconds with someone.
But I didn't mind that, because I always thought of it as a nice challenge, how you could get a lot out of someone in that time, and also just as you know, I'm not the kind of person who's going to go, so do you like being in movies? So was it exciting?
Those things are weird, aren't they? Basically, you're on a schedule, and you will have literally, it will be 4.5 minutes with Keanu Reeves, and you will get escorted in. You will sit down. You will start. There'll be someone with a stopwatch, and then they'll.
So you have to get into the meat of the matter, and it's all
And you'll see it on on all the TV programmes when there is the presenter interviewing a movie star and there's a poster of the movie behind them.
Exactly.
That's one of those things.
And you know what you've done. You have described something very well.
Thank you very much indeed. I've brought them into our world of celeb.
I can see this isn't the first time you've been behind the old mic.
Now, I've only done a few of those things, and I always found them very, very disconcerting. But you seem to revel in them.
I loved it. I just thought it's a great challenge, and you can get to the meat of the matter and talk about just far more interesting things than a lot of people tend to want to ask film stars about.
My favourite, you list all of the celebrities, some of the movie stars you met, Leonardo DiCaprio, Minnie Driver, who asked me out for a drink once.
Really?
Yes, she did. My favourite description is Will Smith, professionally friendly and jovial.
Yeah.
Because
Will Smith is...
I've just read another one.
Okay, we'll come to the next one. But Will Smith is... He is always, friendly. He always appears to be friendly, doesn't he?
Yeah.
All that. And he's always on, it seems. No matter where he seems... Because he's got this reputation of being, as far as Hollywood A-list goes, just a friendly, affable chap.
Yeah.
And when I met him and interviewed him, it was just like... I thought, you cannot be like this all the time. You must have ups and downs. You cannot be like this all the time. You're just too friendly. And I just saw a glimmer in his eye at one stage that just said, oh, God. I wish I was known more of a moody person than this jovial, friendly chap.
Really?
So I just got that impression. So I came to the conclusion that he was professionally funny and jovial.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, chatty enough but lacking in substance. That's such a great description. Was he lacking in substance? He's put it in print, so it must be true.
Yeah, he's just... Talking to Arnold was a bit like...
It's Arnold, is it, already?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember looking at Schwarzenegger and thinking, you've totally played to your strengths.
Yeah.
And, he's never going to be known as a great actor, is he?
No.
But he was a film star, and good luck to him on that. But.
And Samuel L. Jackson, a tad dull, but friendly enough.
Yeah. So, Samuel L. Jackson, again, one of these people you think, he is going to be mentioned, it's going to be, and all, because he's always that kind of, he's got that sort of bravado, but I met him, and I just thought, no, I'm not really...
Yeah.
Talk about golf, actually. He wanted to talk about golf more than anything else. So I did, because I can talk about golf. I just thought, no.
No, not for you.
No, not for me. Not for me.
I'm sorry. 4991000. Let's we will the book that Dougie Anderson is or Douglas Anderson as is his pen name. It's gone all la-di-da. Left of the Mainstream. It's on Amazon. I'm off Twitter because I hate it because it's full of arses. But I will tweet the link and I'll put it on my Facebook page. It's a cracking read. It really is good, and we'll go into it a bit. We've got another 15 minutes or so. Dan's called in though. Dan, you're through to Dougie.
Me?
Yes.
Ian, how long have I been calling your show now?
Have we spoken before?
Sometimes. I sometimes pretend to be Noel Edmonds.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes I play you some amusing French music.
Yes.
But I was just in the toilet. I'm quite angry.
Uh-oh.
I'm
poo.
annoyed.
An angry scheiß, as the Germans would say.
Well, my partner, she's dribbling on the sofa at the moment.
Oh.
Kat, you just read out a text from her.
No, I didn't.
You did, I heard it.
No, I didn't.
This sub-David Tennant-voiced man that you have in the studio with you.
It was a tweet.
I prefer sub-John Gordon Sinclair, thank you very much.
No, you're sub-David Tennant.
Who's this guy?
This is Catania's partner, which I think means boyfriend.
Yeah.
Maybe not, maybe they're just in business together.
It could be.
We have a child. She's flirting with you via text. I have you know that the woman is severely concussed.
Oh, hang on a minute. We can't in any way condone spousal abuse.
Well, I told you she fell down the stairs.
Thank you very much indeed. Okay, so...
Oh, he sounded fun.
Didn't he? So you've written a book. I'm trying to write a book.
Yeah.
I've got 3 chapters done. Mm-hmm. I'm calling it... it's a very personal book. It's about me. I'm calling it My Struggle.
You should... you're going to release it in Germany at all, or...
Probably. Very big over there. I believe the 11 o'clock show is huge. Or the 11 Uhr
yes.
Programmen.
What's My Struggle in German again?
No idea, but we'll get it. We'll get it. They'll do all that. So, but it turns out writing a book is actually harder than reading a book.
I think writing writing a book isn't that hard. Writing a good book is.
Yeah.
And there, see, that's a bit like the Spinal Tap. There's a thin line between.
It is, and I've tried, and I've got my book is going to be. It's not going to be an autobiography, but each chapter is going to be self-contained, and it's going to be about working on a different television show. So there'll be a chapter about Rise. I've written a chapter about The Weakest Link. Yeah. I've written 3 chapters. I can't be bothered to do any more. It really is.
It's not,
it's such a faff.
Yeah.
And you'll be there for like 2 hours, you go, I must have got about 7,000 words, and it'd be 238.
Yeah.
It's a real faff.
Yeah, it's not easy.
What was your technique?
Well, I'm quite good at just the sitting down and writing, but I don't know, I quite enjoyed it. And the thing is, mine also, it's not just memoir, it's about almost a guide to DIY creativity, where it would be short film making or podcasting or writing scripts or whatever. So I kind of liked the idea of people could read it. And for instance, you get these books about how to make short films, and you would read the first chapter and think, this is impossible. You need this bit of money and all this kind of thing. And that is absolute nonsense. So I thought I can maybe tell people, if you want to make a short film, it's not out the realms of possibility at all, especially with technology.
Not now, exactly. You talk about all the fact that a few years ago, if you'd have filmed anything, you'd have had to have blagged your way into an Avid suite, which was like a whole room with screens and monitors, and now you can do it on a laptop.
You got a mobile phone, you can film it on that, on a laptop. You've got all these. I mean, for my music podcasts, I used GarageBand, and that is as good.
Yeah.
Recordings that you'll get in a proper radio studio. So it's just technology.
You need a half decent mic, plug it in, and you're away.
Yeah, and excellent music as well.
And excellent music, and it is, and the book kind of does detail your moving from Edinburgh down to London, nearly dying.
Yes.
Did they find out what was wrong with you?
Well, I don't.
That was horrific. No, okay.
We don't want to give away but no.
They did.
I within
you were that close to getting a blue badge.
Within 3 hours of reaching London, I was almost dead. I mean, that's...
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because laughter is also... We also laugh when things are terrifying.
Yeah,
Not just when they're funny.
Yes.
It's involuntary.
It's like if you had trench foot just now, it'd be terrible, but I would be laughing.
Yeah, well...
because we have to laugh to get through.
We have to laugh to get through my trench foot. Which is not as bad as trench cock, which I did have once. Okay. Now... That was childish.
That is... Come on. You are better than that.
I am better than that, but every now and then...
You ran with something there that should have been curtailed. And I respect you, but a little less now. We've got 11 minutes to redeem yourself.
I have done that because I like a challenge. I like to sabotage things, and so I've kind of gone down a couple of rungs of the ladder of respect, but I'm going to jump right up to the top.
I've got every faith in you that
Thank
you will.
you very much indeed. And this book, it kind of, you explain your successes and your failures. Yeah. I love the chapter about going for the castings for adverts.
Yeah, well, that came about. So I'd been sort of making all these short films, and also remember I did a film with Belle and Sebastian, one of my favourite bands, and I was asked, would you be interested in going to some auditions for various castings for adverts, whatever. But the adverts were, for instance, things like, one was for America, so you would be flown out.
Advert for America?
Yeah, an advert for America. Is it good? Yes, it's great. No, it was for, but that job eventually went to one of the guys from Band of Brothers. So it shows you the kind of people who go up for these things. Yeah. It's not just jobbing actors. Yeah. And another one was for Stella Artois, but it was all about the French Nouvelle Vague and all that, which I'm totally into. So it'd be the closest I'd ever have to getting into a Jean-Luc Godard film, and it was really cool. So I write about these, and also my quite opinionated thoughts on certain things involved.
I've done castings for like indie films and ads, and you really have to desensitise yourself slightly, because I found them crushing.
Well, I found
humiliating.
I found if they were for more comical comedy roles, it was fine.
Yeah.
There was one I went to for Johnny Walker Whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just, the idea was Away with the Fairies in the first place, anyway. It was like you had to imagine you were seeing this amazing world that no human had ever seen before.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if what I was doing was really good, but I just didn't realise it, or utterly awful. and I kind of thought it might be.
Yeah.
And it ended that I didn't get the job, so it's probably the latter. But but these very odd processes and the eye avoidance game that I talk about in the book, when you're sitting with all these very recognisable actors and trained actors, and nobody wants to look at each other before going in or when they come out because they're meant to find their place and their focus. And you can easily take a dislike to the director who might have his foot on the table when you're just putting out your artistic soul.
Have you done the ones where the director isn't there and it's just for the camera? You're just doing it for the camera, and you think, oh, come on.
Well,
guys.
as I say, I kind of, my thing I would always get outside and light up a cigarette, but I've given up cigarettes and casting calls since. But I kind of like it when short filmmaking is nice, so you can always mould a character around. You can play what you kind of want to play, or just direct it if you don't want to be in it. But when you're stepping into someone else's world, that is of course the audition process. But a lot of people think it's hell on earth, and it's quite nerve-wracking at times, but it's quite interesting.
Well, if you get one though, that's 50 grand in the bank for 3 days' work. That's worth having. What are you doing? Are you doing any TV or anything at the moment?
Well, I'm going to write another book soon, and how
long has this been out for?
The paperback came out in May.
Oh, so it's about time, yeah. It's about we're due another one. Yes, crack on, boy, come on.
But I kind of like being. I enjoy writing, and I think I've got a knack for it.
Yeah. You have a very distinct. It's written in your voice.
Yeah,
and I can hear you reading this book.
Yeah, and that's what. I guess that's the holy grail for anyone who writes a book. You want to find a voice, and I was at a shindig on Saturday. I say shindig, it was a barbecue.
Oh.
And I was talking to someone who'd ostensibly ghostwritten a book.
Yeah.
And she was really quite unsatisfied in a way about it, because she goes, don't get much acclaim.
Yeah.
And you want to write something that is you, that not if anyone else could have written, and certainly the stories contained within my book no one else could have gone through.
They are unique.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they really are, especially because it is all about, maybe, I don't know, doing this TV show for BBC One and then going straight to some awful place on the outskirts of London to film some half-cocked idea for a short film that eventually turned into something great that got shown wherever it might be. I mean, my goodness, I was shown at the BFI. I'm now in the BFI archive.
That was brilliant. I didn't know about that. That was fantastic.
So it's kind of weird because I didn't take a step away from the limelight. Yes. I just took the path less travelled, I suppose. And
how can you be bothered? And I mean that just a genuine question, because I have ideas. And I just think, it's such a faff to go and to do all this, and I just can't be bothered. I guess partly because I have this, I have a gig, I have a 5 night gig. So
I think it depends on what you're all about. I mean, for me, there's some things I want to do, but the only way they're going to get done is if I come up with the ideas. Like short form authored documentaries like London Nobody Knows Now, little comic shorts, music podcasts that basically the radio show I would always want to listen to, I try to make. And, I talk about it in the book, this Bukowski idea, and you must have heard it as well, you get people who bang on about Bukowski, just a great writer and all, and try and live that life of hard boozing and never doing any writing. Yeah. And Charles got drunk, but he never forgot to write. Yeah. And he was probably one of the very few people who could drink and make art at the same time. For most people, if they get drunk, the art that they make is... I mean, that old Beatles thing, isn't it, about when they took... the first time was either marijuana or acid, and they thought they'd had the key to the whole world, and they recorded, and they came back the next day and listened to it, and it was all rubbish.
We had Pattie Boyd, George Harrison, and Eric Clapton's ex-wife on last week.
Oh, wow.
She was there the first time that Harrison and Lennon took LSD. They were spiked by their dentist. Yeah. And she's this wonderfully well-spoken woman in her 70s.
And she's still very pretty. I mean, she's a very pretty lady.
She was on the telephone, but she sounded very pretty. She sounded beautiful. And she was going, it was the most bizarre thing. I don't know if you've ever taken a drug that powerful, but there were 4 of us sat in George's Mini, and George was driving, and we all started growing. And there was me and John Lennon and Cynthia and George.
Is that not when they got into a lift and they thought the lift was going to be on fire?
Yes, terrific.
Yes. Can I say something else? Just as remember,
go on.
Another guest you had on recently was Limmy.
Oh, Limmy, yes, we love Limmy.
I just think oh my goodness, I'm such a huge fan of his work, and even whether it be his vines, and he does things on YouTube, like the live YouTube channel, when he'll do a techno version of some old tune, and he'll just film it, watching it, people can get in touch. But his show was just terrific.
I found him very inspiring. I discovered his show when I was at one of my many low points, and then I discovered the fact that he would, if he was bored, he did a live stream. He just tweeted, right, I'm going to make up some stories, come and watch. And people chucked ideas at him, and he made up stories, and some were rubbish and some were brilliant. Yeah. And I just found that so exciting.
But I remember watching, did I ever talk to you about the Australian comedian Sean McAuliffe?
No.
So he did a show called The McAuliffe Programme. It was about 2 series.
Oh no, you have mentioned this gentleman.
And it was on Paramount Comedy Channel, kind of round about like the Millennium time, and it was just brilliant. He was, and some parts. There was one thing he did called Polite Distances, and if I may throw this out to the listeners tonight, if you could just go onto YouTube and Sean McAuliffe Polite Distances, and it's just about opening a door, how far someone should be behind you if you leave it open or whatever, and he kind of plays with that whole idea. And there's one sketch that Limmy did that wasn't dissimilar to that, but I always wondered, I wonder if he ever saw the Sean McAuliffe show and was a fan of it, because there is a lineage there, even though what Limmy's doing is something different. And we're running out of time, but that reminds me of the film you made about the what's it, the hesitant... Oh, the heartburn pause.
Yes.
Yes, it's how in the middle of a conversation, if you're struggling to remember what to say, you'd fake heartburn. So if I'm doing it to you, it's more of a visual thing, but I'd be like, so the thing is, Iain, the book was called Catch-22.
What's very quickly the website? Because you've got lots of things up on the website.
Yes, it's all loads of the films and podcasts are MrDouglasanderson.com, Mr. spelled M-R.
And the book is left of the mainstream. Dougie, we're out of time. It's nice to talk to you.
It's beautiful to talk to you and to see you.
Ta-ta.
Thank you very much.
Talk Radio.
Normal service resumes, dear listener. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Lots to talk about, including moths. Oh, and the cheeky flash that someone gives you on their lights when they're telling you that there are police behind them and you should slow down your speed. Happened to me twice this week.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. It's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on down this road that never seems to end. When new adventure lies just around the bend. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow, the whole world is my home. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. There's a world that's waiting to unfold, a brand new tale no one has ever told. We've journeyed far but you know it won't be long. We're almost there and we paid our fare with a hobo song. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on. So if you wanna join me for a while, just grab your hat, come travel light, that's hobo style. Maybe tomorrow I'll find what I call home. Until tomorrow, you know I'm free to roam.
Lovely to see Douglas, Mr. Douglas Anderson. If you want to go and look at his website. It's got lots of nice little bits and pieces on there. We didn't really get to talk about music. We're going to have a geeky music chat. We'll get him in again. And I have just tweeted a link to his book as well, and then I've come off Twitter. I've kind of was it Ed or Aid, wasn't it? I think on Friday, who gave me some excellent sage advice. And I've stepped away from Twitter, and I've kind of retweeted a couple of things, but I'm not quite ready to close it down yet. But I'm getting pretty darn close to do it. 0844 499 1000. It's just you and me now, dear listener, and you know the way it works. I will sit here, and I've got bits and pieces that I can talk about, and bits and pieces that happened to me today and over the weekend, and I will get to those eventually. Or you can call in and talk to me about bits and pieces, what have happened to you over the weekend. Very simple, 0844 499 1000. We call you back. Kath is still away, so you will speak to either Emma or Ed, and they will call you back. Let's go to Daniel. Evening, Daniel.
Hello?
Hello, Daniel.
Ian.
Daniel.
Ian.
Daniel.
Hi, how are you doing?
All right, thank you, Daniel. I'm searching for a pen while I'm waiting for this conversation to get underway.
Do you like Lego?
No.
Do you like video games?
Yes.
Do you like Lego video games?
Yes.
Oh, good. That was...
Is that it?
Yes.
But it felt like it was going somewhere, and then it went nowhere.
Yeah,
Was kind of hoping for a...
punchline?
Well, no, just not even a punchline, but...
Something.
Something. Something you could get my teeth into. Why are you asking this, Daniel?
Sorry?
Oh, God. It's going to be a long...
You cut out a little bit there.
I'll cut you out in a minute. Why are you asking?
I wish you would.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, what?
Oh, jeez. Why... Tell me when I'm going to do one word at a time, okay? Tell me when you get the word. Why...
Please. What?
Why...
Yes?
Are...
Why are...
You...
Why are you...
Asking...
Why are you asking? Is that what you're asking?
Oh, jeez. Yes.
Sorry?
Why are you asking?
Sorry?
Why?
It's a bad I think we've got a bad line. We've got a cross line.
We have not got a cross line, Daniel. You've probably got a crossed mind. Why are you asking?
What?
Why are you asking about Lego Star Wars?
Because I made an investment today.
What was your investment, Daniel?
A lot of Lego. A stupid amount of Lego.
And how old are you?
Guess.
28?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So you're 32 years old. What is going on? Well, what are you tied up and getting probed while I'm talking to you?
That would probably be better, but no.
Why is it? Okay, so you're 32 and you bought a load of Lego. Why?
Because I wanted Lego.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, but I'm 32.
How much did you spend on the Lego?
Obscene amount.
200 quid?
No.
More?
Yes.
300 quid?
Stop it, Ian.
500 quid?
Stop it, Ian.
How much did you spend on Lego?
Too bloody much on...
Give me a figure!
1,500.
Flippin' egg!
Stop it.
1,500 quid! You could buy a car for that! A real car, not a Duplo one!
I need to buy a car for that, but I didn't, did I? I spent it on...
Where did you buy, like proper Lego kits?
Yeah, I
Jeez, what?
They've got a thing called the, it's not the High Street, we call it the High Street here.
Yes.
But in America they call it not the Broadwalk. Main Street. The Main Street.
The Main Street, yes.
I bought the Main Street of Lego.
You bought the Main Street of Lego? I don't know what that means.
I mean, there's a shop on Main Street and they've got a Lego replica.
Right, so Main Street is a street in America.
Well, no, it's like
Flipping heck, man, this is... I'm gonna kill myself.
I know, man.
So right, so what is Main Street? Right, anyway, I don't care. You spent 1,500 quid on one Lego set.
Several Lego sets.
But they're all...
That's what it is. I've built the street. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I've bought enough Lego to build the flipping street.
Main Street?
Yes, Main Street.
Right. Have you built it?
No, I haven't got it yet.
Well, so this is one kit?
Several kits.
Flipping heck. But they were... Okay, so it wasn't loose. You just bought several kits.
Yes, from several different people.
But why? Lego's rubbish.
I know. Oh, well, I thought it was, but...
Were you drunk when you bought it?
No.
Stoned?
Yes.
Okay, well... That explains a lot. But why are you asking about Lego video games? Because that's different. Lego video games are great.
They're like the gateway drug, man. Don't trust them. Get away from...
My boys love Lego, right? They love Lego, and the eldest constantly builds...
Everyone loves Lego.
Well, he loves it, but he's
That's
six.
the problem.
He's 6, mate. He's 6 years old. You're 32.
Yeah, that's
You're
what,
5 times older than he is.
6.
What?
What?
Yeah, stop smoking weed, Daniel, for crying out loud. My boy is 6 and he loves Lego, right? And as a result of that, we have allowed him to play the Lego Star Wars. And the Lego Star Wars, I never liked Lego. I never got it, partly because we never had kits. We just had like a box of Lego bricks when I was little, and it was not... What are you going to build with it? It's boring. There's nothing to build with it. So I would just build tall towers and knock them over. Lego is expensive. I mean, I think the most expensive kit we bought the boy was about 120 quid, and that was a big one. That was his main Christmas present. 1,500 quid's worth of Lego. Flipping heck. That's outrageous. 0844 499 1000. We call you back.
We have ways of making you talk.
Reminded, so much I wanted to talk to Dougie about, and I completely forgot to. We'll have to get him back in. But also, I'm giving away a couple of tickets to an exhibition in London. We'll do it tomorrow now, because I forgot to do it in the first hour of the show, so remind me tomorrow. To an exhibition. There's this brilliant Japanese girl band called Perfume, right? Let me find you have I got any perfume on my computer? Because when I went to Japan the last time, they were absolutely huge. They were massive, and they're brilliant. Some of you will hate it, right? I wonder if I've got any perfume on my computer. Hang on a minute. Oh, go away. Computer, stop syncing. I don't want you to sync. LMNOP. Oh, yeah. Baby Cruise in Love. Now, some of you are going to hate this, right? I genuinely thought this was flipping brilliant. This was the big hit when we were in Japan, right? Listen to it. Come on. Here we go. Here it comes. Come on. This is J-pop at its finest. Yes. So this is Perfume, right? And they're brilliant. There's three girls, and it's just the most wonderful J-pop. And they had their own TV series in Japan and all of this kind of stuff. And it's just like this. And there's an exhibition, for some reason, I don't know why, there's an exhibition of, like, their clothes and stuff in London somewhere. And I've deleted all my emails with it in. Hang on, here we go. And then you just wait till the chorus kicks in. Here we go. Hang on. Here it comes, huh? Now I know half of you will be hating this, but the half with taste, here it comes! Together now. Anyway, so there's an exhibition of their stuff. I think it's this weekend somewhere in maybe East London. But I've deleted all of the emails. All of my emails. My email account, Iain@iainlee.com, got full up. So, hang on. Thank you. So instead of just like, what I did is I deleted everything. Like 1,500 emails, I just went, they've all gone. And then it dawned on me, actually some of them were quite important, including the one with the details of the competition, where we're giving away a pair of tickets. But, thank you, look at my team here. It's at the Old Truman Brewery Shop in Shoreditch on the 6th and 7th of August. But I can't remember what. Anyway, there's a pair of tickets to give away. We'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow, Triss. Yes.
Hip hip hip.
Hip hip hip, Triss.
I wasn't feeling that, mate. I've got to say.
No, I didn't think you would. I knew. That's why I deliberately went to you next, because I knew that you wouldn't be feeling it. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of music, Triss.
It is.
It's the beauty of music. I love it. I love a bit of J-pop. I love the fact it's all auto-tuned to flip, and it's got this incessant dance beat. There's a brilliant... Hang on a minute. All right, hang on a minute. I'm going to give you something you're going to feel. You're going to feel it, right? Hang on a minute.
Go on then.
Let me find some Halcali. Hang on a minute. Have I got all this on my computer? Have I got Halcali? Here we go, Halcali. What's the... is this it? Hang on a minute. Hang on. No, that's not it. Hang on a minute. There's one song on here. I haven't got all the songs that I want. Let's try this one. This one's called It's Party Time, by Halcali. But just wait. Hang on. Come on, Triss.
I mean, it's better, but
there's one.
I'm not rushing to Amazon.
No, there's one, and I can't find it. The video is brilliant. Oh, I wish I could think what the song. It's not Baby Blue, is it? There's a brilliant video, and it's them, like, dancing. The two of them just dancing like this, and then the back, they keep walking into different sets. And if someone can send me the link for that, I'd be a happy man.
Yeah, but the Japanese are good at videos like that.
Oh, the video is just amazing, but I can't for their videos, Halcali, I know we're talking about perfume, but Halcali are awesome. I can't think. I'll have a little look while you're talking. Tris, what have you got for us this evening, my friend?
I've got a couple of things for you. First off, the diet started in earnest now. I started on Saturday.
Good for you. How's it going?
Oh, God, I'm struggling, man.
Yeah, it's hard work.
Really am struggling. Yeah.
I started in earnest today, and then I pigged out about 5 o'clock because I felt I hated myself.
Yeah, I'm feeling really low, actually. Everything's tempting, isn't it? Everything's temptation.
Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it? I'm struggling with cards on the table, Tris. I'm struggling with life a bit at the moment and seeing what the whole point of it is. Everything seems to be going disastrously wrong.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that tells you life's easy is lying to you. It's not just you, man. You know what I mean? It's not just any one of us that's being singled out. We all find it hard, but some of us find it a bit harder than others, I suppose.
Yep.
It
sucks, man. It sucks. Well, hang in there, buddy, because
I went for my first run of my life yesterday. Jesus! I mean, 30 seconds in, I was willing it to end. I've got one of those apps that's meant to sort of encourage you.
The apps are awful.
And
you're doing great.
That's the one, yeah. A little alarm went off, and I thought, oh, thank God I finished. And then she pipes up, you're halfway through.
Oh, God.
Talk about building, and I felt all right when I got home. I felt okay, even though I was completely out of breath and dripping with sweat. And then this morning I've woken up, and I feel like someone's kicked my head in overnight. I ache everywhere. It's horrible.
Did you stretch after you'd done it?
Yeah, I did everything you're meant to do. The 5-minute warm down and the stretch and everything like that.
Yeah.
And this morning I've woken up and every part of me aches. But I'm going to keep it up because I was digging out the summer clothes the other day. Nothing fits me from last year, and it's
man.
Horrible, isn't it? It's just horrible. And I was looking at myself and I was thinking, I didn't know me, you know?
Don't, because I'm going through I've got moths, Tris. We've got moths.
Yeah, I heard.
We've got moths. I've got a moth hole. This top's going to get thrown away tonight. Got a moth hole, and I'm thinking, I've just spent 60 quid today on bags to put my clothes in, on sprays, on mothballs, on the fly traps, and all of these blooming things, knowing that it ain't actually going to work. And hang on a minute. Bear with me. This you're going to dig. Right, hang on. Bear with me. This is worth it. And by the way, if you type in Halcali and Tandem, it's the best video you're ever going to see. Here we go. Stick with it and watch the video. It's a joy. Okay, it's not as good as I remember. Anyway, it wasn't as good, but the video is amazing. Yes, I've got moths. So I've got to freeze my clothes. The ones I can't boil wash, I have to freeze for 4 days and then basically fumigate the house. Now, I've done this before in the flat we lived in London, and do you know what happened?
Go on.
We still had moths. We couldn't get rid of the moths. Because you've got to be, if there's one moth larvae left, you're screwed. You're screwed, because it's not the moths that do the damage, it's the larvae.
Do they die out in the end, or?
No! They keep rebreeding, dirty little buggers! They keep
You can't ride the storm then.
You can't, and I'm just like, oh God, no, it's another thing in my life that's gone wrong. Do you remember I don't know if did I say this on there? You remember when we had Adam Buxton on, and Adam Buxton said to me, I don't know if you on his podcast. I don't know if you heard the interview we did on his podcast.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He said, Ian, if ever you're feeling really low, like properly,
I'll give him a ring.
Give him a ring. I hit the Adam Buxton button tonight. I couldn't ring him, but I sent him a text saying, Adam, I know you said it, and you may not have meant it, but flipping it, man, I'm struggling. And I hit the Adam Buxton bat signal, and boy, oh boy, he's the nicest man in the world. He sent me a text saying it was in France, but if he wanted me to, did he want me to call up? And then about half an hour later, I got a phone call from a friend who is a friend of a friend of a friend of Adam Buxton's, and he had put word out that I wasn't feeling particularly grand.
Oh, that's lovely, isn't it?
It is lovely. And
I suppose it doesn't make a difference, though, does it?
No, but I feel a little bit embarrassed that I went to him, because I don't know him. But tonight, Trish, tonight, do you know what? I could have jumped off that bridge. Do you know what I mean? Almost literally. Yeah. It's it really is. And it was so nice having Dougie in to take me out of myself. And I knew that once Dougie left, I'd get all ponderous and disappear up my own navel, so to speak. And I'm just thinking, Jesus, it's Monday. I feel this bad on a Monday. How the hell am I going to make it till Wednesday?
I wish there was an answer, mate.
Sorry, and do you know what I've done? I've done what I always do. You were talking about you, and I've hijacked it, and I've made it about me, and I'm sorry about that. That's rude.
It's a conversation. It's a two-way thing.
Yeah, that's a bit rude of me, and I do that a lot, and I notice I do that, and I need to keep that in check a little bit.
Well, I don't mind, buddy. It's all right.
So you went for the run.
Went for the run.
Day one, and did it show you how far you'd run?
Well, in total, because you do the walking and running, I did 1.5 miles.
Now, when because I haven't done it for about 3 weeks, and I'm going to do it tomorrow, actually. But you do it, and my first one was about 1.6 kilometres, right?
Yeah.
And you look at it, you go, 1.6, but hang on a minute, surely that's got to be about 5k I've just run there. And as it goes on, I got as far as day 3 of week 2, and I thought that is definitely 5k. And it was less than, it was 3.58, I think. And it was less than the previous 2 sessions. I'm thinking, what the hell is going on here?
But I mean, the way I'm thinking about it is, it was 1.5 or whatever, but that's 1.5 I wouldn't have done otherwise.
Oh, no, exactly. And I do think it's a good thing is with the running bit of these apps, and it was Penny that told me about these. And then loads of others followed suit when I mentioned it on Twitter. You haven't got you're not running fast. You're just doing the pace that you can cope with, and that's
right.
And that's fine. That is fine. You're doing what you can cope with.
Yeah,
I wimped out after 2.
It's painful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, God, I'm not sure I can go.
And you're right. That night and the next day, it's like flipping heck. I worry about my heart, Trish, seriously, because I've got a bit of extra weight and stuff, which I've never really had before. I've always been very slim, skinny, and then I was slim, and then I was a little bit of weight, and now I've got a bit of weight. And I notice when I get stressed or anxious, which seems to be quite a lot these days, the left arm starts going a bit. I get the twinge, and I'm starting to worry about my heart. And I know my dad had a heart attack when he was quite young. He was massively overweight, and he was smoking like 80 fags a day. I don't smoke, and I'm not anywhere near as overweight as he was. But it does make me think, ooh, got to keep an eye on that. This stuff is starting to get real now, Trish. We're getting older.
I mean, age is a killer, isn't it? I mean,
well, literally, yeah.
But anyway, on another thing, I'm sort of I'm not a fan of the Beach Boys. I like them, but I'm not a fan. Do you know what I mean?
That's fighting talk where I come from, mate.
Well, no. I mean, I've got sort of maybe 10 of their albums, but I'm trying to
that's not
right
bad.
the wrongs.
Not a fan.
No,
but
I'm trying to right the wrongs, and I've bought a few more over the weekend. I've been listening to the Beach Boys solidly all weekend.
Good for you. Well done.
I've been listening to Sunflower, Holland, and Friends. Right?
They're excellent choices. Excellent choices.
Well, I thought Holland, because Holland's is really really sort of well regarded. I found it a little bit ploddy. I didn't hate it, but I found it a bit ploddy. The whole California saga, I found a little bit.
Holland is hard work, right? Holland. This is how nuts the Beach Boys were in the 70s, right? Their manager said, "Hey, it'd be a great idea. Why don't you guys go and record an album in Holland?" And they went, "Yeah, okay." Oh, they don't have any all the recording studios were booked up, so they had to ship $1 million worth of recording equipment over to Holland, and none of it worked. They'd forgotten to take the adapters.
Oh, of course.
So they had American plugs and European adapters for the whole thing. They blew the whole thing up. It's a tough album, but it's got Sail on Sailor.
Yep.
It's got Steamboat.
Yep.
Oh, and I tell you what, and it's got one of my top 3 Beach Boys songs of all time, Only With You.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mate, that is just stunning. Absolutely stunning.
Of those 3 albums, Sunflowers that stand out for me.
Sunflowers my favourite album.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Oh, okay. My favourite album by any band. Yeah, definitely.
There's one track on there that I got completely hooked onto, and no word of a lie. Since I first heard it on Saturday, I must have listened to it 15 times.
Yeah.
Gone, what track is it gone?
Forever.
No, Tears in the Morning.
No, you're joking, really?
No, honestly, I love it.
Isn't that funny? One of my, it's in the second half, it's in the lower 5 songs for me on that album, but it's a good song. Bruce Johnson, who also wrote I Write the Songs for Barry Manilow.
That's right, yeah, he won a Grammy for that, didn't he?
Chase, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go to the ads. You're going to go. When we come back, I'm going to play Only With You by the Beach Boys, right? Because this is it's written by Dennis Wilson and Mike Love. It is the most beautiful song you've never heard.
Love so many things that I feel. I've only felt with you, only with you. And then there are the things that we do that I've only done with you, only with you. Before love had always had their ups and downs, until the love I finally found. I know one thing for sure, I wanna do. I wanna spend this life with you, only with you. Yes, it's true. All I wanna do, is spend my life with you. All I wanna do, is spend my life with you. Yes, it's true. I wanna spend my life with you. All I wanna do is spend my life with you. All I wanna do, spend my life with you. That's a song, isn't it, eh? Flippin' heck.
Not even written by Brian Wilson. That's a song, huh? Simple, you see. Simple. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We call you back. Yes, Pablo.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hip, 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 Pablo.
I feel like we should be settling down in front of a open fire with a glass of red wine.
Yeah, that is a record, isn't it? I mean, flip
quite. Always cheapens my well, I had another point, but whilst I was waiting, I heard one of your calls. Ian, can I ask you 2 questions?
Yeah, go on.
Do you like Lego?
No.
Do you like computer games?
You sound like that horrible character from League of Gentlemen. Yes, I do like computer games.
Well, this isn't quite Lego and computer games, but are you familiar with Katamari?
Katamari. Yes.
I'll give you an audio clue. Goes on for a bit and then kicks in.
Huh? This sounds like those recordings of Ghosts that we heard before the EVP.
Well, essentially, it goes on for a bit, but it's all the good things of Lego, but without any of the annoying having to put bits on the right bits.
Hang on, what? So I don't know what you just did. What did you just do then?
Oh, sorry, I played it's the theme tune to Katamari Damacy or Damasai. It's like a Japanese computer game from the mid to late 2000s.
It rings a bell.
It's like a small race of characters, and they come to Earth, and their job is that they start rolling a ball and pick up things with the ball, and the bigger the ball gets, the bigger the things you can pick up until you're picking up worlds and universes.
Yes.
Yeah,
I do remember. There were some lovely mad games. Do you remember, did you ever play Seaman?
Well, it depends who's listening.
It was Seaman was on the Dreamcast, right? And it was
I did have a Dreamcast, but I never
Seaman was great, right? And you had to buy a special adapter. This is a real game. You had to buy a special adapter that would plug into the handset. It had a microphone in it. And you could talk into it. This little microphone, this little blue microphone. And Seaman was a fish with a human face. It was kind of like an advanced Tamagotchi. And it was voiced by Leonard Nimoy, right?
That would be terrifying.
I know! And basically you had to look after and feed and stimulate the seaman.
Stimulate me, Ian.
Yeah, and if you didn't play it for like a week, you'd load it up and he would be dead. So you had to play it like every day, every other day, and feed him. And it lived in real time, because the Dreamcast had those little memory cards, didn't it? It
was ahead of its time. It was, unfortunately, it was too far ahead of its time. They kind of died a death because it was.
It was a joy. I used to love going on and play Phantasy Star Online or Choo Choo Rocket. Choo Choo Rocket. There was a game, kids. There was a game, the first games console in this country that you could go online with, and you'd play Choo Choo Rocket. Flipping brilliant. Don't even remember what you had to do in Choo Choo Rocket, but I know it was good.
It was just kind of blasting all over the screen, pretty much. Not too dissimilar to Seaman.
Yeah, Dreamcast is a great console, and I had one until very recently. Then I chucked it, and I regret that, because you could. Here's the thing. Let me get geeky for a second, right? And then we'll come back and we'll talk about, I don't know, records from the 70s or something. Oh, that's quite geeky as well, actually. Now I think on it. Oh, we'll talk about moths and when other drivers flash you to tell you to slow down because there are some police behind them. Okay, which is illegal to do, but a lot of people have done it to me this week. So we'll do that. We'll go mainstream in a second, right? But the Dreamcast, it's a basic DVD player, right? And it's not region locked or locked in any way whatsoever. So what you can do is, you can download any Dreamcast game and, onto a DVD and put it in and play it. And also, and it doesn't matter because you don't make Dreamcast games anymore, so this isn't particularly piracy. But also you can download emulators. So you can download the entire a Super Nintendo back catalogue onto one DVD with an emulator, put it in your Dreamcast and play them. Or your Atari games. It's an amazing machine.
Where it had the processing speed, yeah.
The processing speed. Brap, yeah, man.
Brap.
Anyway, that was Uber Geek even for me. Anything else, Pablo?
I had a bit of an annoying holiday in Ireland recently.
We'll see what's late there, because I've been late for all the breaks. Let's try. Oh no, we're late for this one as well. 0844 499 1000. It's a fun old show tonight, guys. Later on in the week, tomorrow, just after midnight, we've got Sean Levy, who wrote a brilliant book about Jerry Lewis, which has just come out. He wrote the book about 20 years ago, and it's just come out on ebook in the last month or so. And, it only goes up to about 1996, but it's an incredible read, And the last chapter, the epilogue, where he meets Lewis, and it starts off going swimmingly and then gets weird and mean and dark very, very quickly. He's coming on. We'll probably play the Imani Coppola interview one evening this week as well. Next week, we got Herbie Flowers coming on. Who's Herbie Flowers? He's played the bass on everything. He's like the British Carol Kay with less attitude. Even though I did mix the date up twice in the emails. I said, can you do the 10th? Love to. And I went, oh no, I'm off that week. Can you do the 17th? He went, yep, sure. And then I realised I was off that week. I went, I'm really sorry, man. Can we go back to the 10th? Yes. So he's coming on next week, and hopefully, one night next week, I've got to chase them up a little bit. The Rocking Birds are coming in. Who are they? Just this brilliant country band from Camden, who were big in sort of the early 90s and should have been bigger for longer, because they just stunning what they could do. Anyway, that's all happening. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. We call you back. Pablo, you were going to tell us about... What were you going to tell us about?
Well, just a holiday, a little sojourn to Ireland I had recently.
Have I been to Ireland? I would know, wouldn't I, if I'd been to Ireland?
Yeah, I'd never been. No. It was nice. I'd like a preface with it. It was a lovely place, and technically I would have had a lovely time, and it was all paid for by the...
Oh, paid for, was it? Do you know you're in a different country with Ireland? Because with Wales, you don't know. With Scotland, you know you're in a different country. With Wales, you don't know you're in a different country. Do you know if you're in a different country in Ireland?
Well, the aeroplane did it for me.
Oh.
There and back. But other than that, we were on the border, so there was a lot of... The one thing that I did notice, that in countryside... In England, you'll often go a little while before you see a house or anything, but in Ireland, you would go just a short distance, and there'd be a really modern but palatial house.
Oh.
And then 100 yards down the road, there'd be another massive...
They had a big housing building boom, didn't they?
Boom and bust.
Boom and bust, and I believe the dark-haired, moon-faced one from Westlife... it made a fortune building properties and then went bust.
Well, let's see.
What was the fort? Well, no, not the fort. What was it called in Dallas? Where was Dallas set? Well, no, it was set in Dallas, you idiot. What was South Fork? South Fork. Wasn't his property called West Fork?
I'll have to take your word for that.
Take my word for it. If I was on Mastermind, a programme I have won, and I was asked what was the dark-haired, moon-faced one from Westlife's property called, I would say West Fork. I wouldn't pass. Here's a tip for you guys. If you're going on Mastermind, try not to pass. Answer the question, even if it's nonsense, because, yeah, the pass will save you time, but at the end, don't forget, if there's a tie-break, they will add up all the passes, and the person with the most passes is the loses.
See, textbook, and that's why he came out the victor.
Yeah! Anyway, go on, tell us about this holiday in Ireland, because I want to get a racist on before midnight.
Basically, it was a family holiday, going over to see the family homestead on the girlfriend's mother's side.
Okay. The girlfriend's brother's side?
Mother. The girlfriend's mother's
Thank
side.
you. Yes.
Basically, her mother, so the grandmother of the clan, was from Ireland, and she'd emigrated back over here, so we were going to see the family homestead and the like.
Yeah.
But it was all the close family, so there was about 9 of us all in tow. But me and my youngish family, so there's me, my missus, and my 3-year-old, and my girlfriend is expecting due in October. And basically every day, every minute of the trip was scheduled and allocated for, and just didn't give us much time and turn around, and there was a few late nights. So basically from a former party animal, we turned into quite the party poopers, and it was quite a strained last day on the way back.
I can't imagine ever being a party animal. It just sounds so tiring, doesn't it now?
Well, I always used to think it was a good thing to be the first one at the party and the last one to leave, and then I remember that I kind of had the realisation that, well, it was never my party, so anybody who was actually hosting that party was thinking, who's this idiot turning up early? Why won't he go home? Oh, thank goodness he's gone home, now I can go to sleep.
Now, exactly, Pablo, now they can go to sleep. Thank you for that. 0844 499 1000. Yes, Jonathan.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Jonathan.
I did enjoy your segue about the Dreamcast.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it was a great machine, the Dreamcast. It was, and the Dreamcast was pounded into the ground by, was it PlayStation 2? It would have been PlayStation 2. Because they
pounded into the ground by Sega themselves. To be honest.
Sega did, but PlayStation 2, because PlayStation 2 kept getting delayed, right? And it came out, I think, about 9 months after the Dreamcast. And PlayStation 2 basically kept saying, guys, we've got this thing in our, do you remember this? We've got this thing in our games console. It's called the emotion chip.
Engine.
The motion engine, right? And what it will do is it will be able to read how you're playing the game. And all the games will adapt their gameplay to how you're playing. Utter rubbish.
That wasn't quite what they sold it as. They just said that it would be more. It'd be more a natural emotion, and
then they kept
animating faces.
They kept showing,
not really affecting.
They kept showing this game called Bouncer. They said, we've got this game called Bouncer that is brilliant. It's going to revolutionise gaming. Bouncer came out 18 months after PlayStation 2 was launched, and it was rubbish. Utter cack. But everyone waited and saved their pennies and didn't buy the Dreamcast. And everyone was wrong, Jonathan. They were wrong.
Yeah, well, I tell you about the Dreamcast and mistakes. I made a big mistake with regard to the Dreamcast.
Did you try and make love to it? Because that doesn't work. The interface was not up to snuff.
No, I was on eBay and I was looking to get a Christmas gift for myself.
Yes, well, okay, someone has.
I'd saved up all the money, and I noticed on eBay someone had put up a listing, a brand new Dreamcast with free games for 300 quid.
What?
Brand new.
What? That's a fortune.
No, when you consider that the console itself, when it was released, was 200 quid.
Well, how long ago was this?
This was 2 years ago.
You can buy a Dreamcast with a load of games for about 45 quid.
But some of them are a bit dodgy because of the drivers wearing away and whatnot.
No. Okay. Those things are built like tanks.
Oh, no, there are a couple of design flaws.
Okay.
Yeah, but I prepared. I saw it. I wanted to get it, but I thought, if I'm going to get it, I'm going to do it properly and get the whole bloody setup.
Yes.
And I did all the research.
Uh-huh.
And by the time it came round to buying it, someone had already snapped it up.
Hang on. What do you mean?
The auction had ended. Someone had bought it. Brand new Dreamcast with Metropolis Street Racers, Jet Grind Radios, it was known at the time, and Virtua Fighter 3 Tournament Battle. Brand new, gone.
Yeah, you've got to be quick on. What were you trying to sort out then that meant you couldn't buy it? I'm confused by your stupidity.
I wanted to the proper aerials of.
Oh, don't be such a plum. You should have just bought it, Jonathan, and then sorted that stuff out later. But also, £300 is way too much to pay for that kit.
Well, no. For its value. No, for its value, it should have been a lot more. It should have been double
shouldn't. The Dreamcast, you can get a Dreamcast and forget this nonsense about the
Dreamcast.
Yes!
That's had its controller ports.
Oh,
fused.
Shut up. The controller ports fused. Are you talking out of your backside? I'm getting angry with you now.
You were
They're built like tanks.
Some of the technical details about the Dreamcast.
They're built like tanks, you muppet. You're a bit rich. So did you get one in the end?
No, I didn't. I've been looking. Personally, I'd prefer to get an old a Mega Drive rather than a Dreamcast.
Well, why don't you get one of them then?
Because half of them are bootlegs.
But no, well, oh dear, well, okay. I'm going to cut you off now.
Okay.
There we go. I don't. Did anyone understand? We've got another hour of this nonsense to go, guys. Did anyone understand what the dilly dally was there? Why didn't you just buy it? And why would you buy a new one when you can buy them second hand for about £45 and you get a load of games with it? The guy's absolutely bonkers. Absolutely nuts. Dear listener, this is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. We have another hour of this to go. Did I mention I've got an absolutely blinding headache? I don't think I did. I have, and I think I'm being very brave about it, aren't I? Aren't I? In the next hour of the show, I am going to bang on a lot about... I cannot believe I've got moths. Pulled this top out. It's not even a top I like. It's a little bit too small for me now. I'm getting fat. And it shrunk in the wash. Yeah, it has shrunk in the wash. And I saw a moth hole, and it's like, oh man, I've got moths again. And there's not really a lot you can do. I got in touch with Rent-O-Kill. I went on their website, and you file a report for Rent-O-Kill. We'll call you back immediately. That was at 10 o'clock this morning. They didn't call me back. Rent-O-Kill have not called me back. I probably won't pay for that because I imagine it's going to be about £150 a room to come and do it. So I'm going to do it myself. When the family go away in 1 week's time, I will begin the slaughter of the moths. I killed a moth here the other day, and everyone's going, "What are you killing the moth for, man?" I said, that is a clothes moth. That is a clothes moth. And if that gets anywhere near me, it's going to lay eggs on me. Maybe inside me, and I'm not taking those home. So I smashed it. I was going, "Oh, don't kill it." I killed it. I smashed it. Because they're little silver moths, right? Little buggers they are. Horrible little buggers. Anyway, I'll be talking about that. And fun things as well, guys. Quite happy to sit here and talk about fun things. Now would be an excellent time to call up and book your place in the last hour. 0844 499 1000. 0844 499 1000. This is Talk Radio.
Talk Radio.
0844 499 1000. I'm going to sit here and bore you with moths and all kinds of bits and pieces. You can call in and chip in with anything you fancy. Of course, that's the way it goes here till 1 o'clock. 0844 499 1000. I'm Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. This is the latest news.
Late night, Iain Lee on Talk Radio.
We have ways of making you talk.
Little fella, you're so tired. You can hardly lift your head, but you want to hear a story before you go to bed. So if you'll be quiet and listen patiently, I'll sing you a song that my mother sang to me. Little cowboy, put your saddle in the barn, tie your horse up tight so we'll know no harm. Put your hat and your guns beside you on the chair. Don't forget you got to say a little prayer. Little cowboy, you better hit the Sandman Trail or you'll be late for roundup time, you know. If you wanna be a cowboy, you you better rest a while. Little cowboy baby of the old corral. Little cowboy baby of the old corral.
That's tomorrow. He's learning that on the uke. That's what tomorrow is, guys, is learning that on the... Boy, oh boy, I really am enjoying discovering Harry Nilsson. How have I missed this? So far we've done the first 4 albums, including Nilsson sings Newman, and we've just started the point. I say we, it's the royal we, it's me. What a delight. I'm going slowly because I know that I'm about 3 albums away from him ripping his voice to shreds with cocaine and brandy. And I kind of don't want to get there. I'm a little bit hesitant to get there, but thoroughly enjoying. Tomorrow afternoon, that's what I'm doing, is I'm learning that on the ukulele. And if you're lucky, guys, if you're lucky, I'll bring it in. This is Iain Lee. This is Talk Radio. It's gone midnight. It's late on a Monday. Wow. I'm always intrigued by the kind of people that are up listening to this or any kind of late night radio show that isn't music based. I know we cheat a bit and we play a bit of music, but it's not a music show. I'm always intrigued as to why you would be up. Are you at work? Are you travelling in your car? It's not really. I can't imagine. And you'll correct me. 08444991000. We call you back. I can't imagine this show being a kind of car-y show. Do you know what I mean? One that you would. It reminds me. I had a brilliant dream last night. Let me rephrase that. That reminds me, I had a horrific dream last night that me and a group of friends were under attack by terrorists, and one of the terrorists had a gun, and I managed to, he was going to fire the gun, he was going to shoot us all, and I managed to grab his hand, right, and I grabbed his hand and the gun, and I pointed the gun under his head and I shot him. And I became a bit of a hero, but then the terrorists had got aeroplanes, and then they came to bomb the celebratory party that we were having. It was on TV and stuff. It was horrific, really horrific. And then we managed to escape that, and it was kind of all over. And me and Matt Allwright from Rogue Traders had a boat. And when I say it was a boat, it was like a little boat. You know, the kind of, I mean, it was a boat. It had like a deck and a steering wheel, and you could go downstairs, but that was it. It wasn't big. And we were about to go off in the boat, and then we heard someone downstairs in the boat, and it was blooming terrorists, wasn't it? And so me and Matt Allwright from Rogue Traders stoved in this terrorist's head. We stoved it in with a bit of metal. Now, me and Matt Allwright from Rogue Traders used to be friends until I said something really stupid on Twitter that offended him, rightfully so, because it was stupid. And I woke up about 6 o'clock this morning, and I started texting Matt Allwright this really lovey-dovey text, like in real life I was doing it, about how I was really pleased that we'd stoved in a terrorist's head, and that I was sorry that we weren't friends anymore, and could we be friends again? And I wrote this, and I thought, what the flipping heck am I doing? I couldn't send that. And you know what? I could have sent it, and it would have been delightful, but I didn't, and you know, no, the friendship ruined, guys. Anyway, 08444991000. There was a point to all that, and I can't think what it was. So while I think on it, let's go to Michael. Good evening, Michael.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Michael. What you got for us?
First of all, I was just going to say that it could have been completely real, you and Matt Allwright fighting that terrorist, and you could have had like a government mind wipe. You never know.
Oh, flipping heck, you're half good.
Yeah, but that's just me riffing off of what you just said. But I did have a thing that I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Because, and sorry if this is not what you wanted to get into, but...
Hey, listen, man, the thing is, and let me just say this, I can't say this enough, we can get into anything anyone wants on this show. It's not set any set agenda, it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to reach out to you, because I know you are struggling, and I myself used to be, like, completely, really, like, certifiably nuts almost, like, in the dirt for, like, most of my life, like, with, like, you know, emotional and psychological health. And through going into, like, this, like, specific, finding this, like, really great guy, this counsellor, psychotherapist, totally turned my life around. It sounds like a cult, but it's not a cult at all. It sounds a bit weird me saying it out loud, but it's completely accredited by the British Board of
Accreditors.
Yeah. But I absolutely, if you want, I will. I'll listen to you if you want to talk to me through email and stuff. I'll tell you things that I've learned and the specific type of, because it's like a total revelation to find out just certain stuff about how the mind and our emotions are connected, and how if you heal, if you can start processing emotions you've never processed before, you can release space within you, and your thoughts, you can have more space to think and stuff like that. And it's not easy to do, because you really have to dig down deep in your emotions and stuff in therapy. But what I'm trying to get at, Ian, is just wanted to let you know that you're not on your own. You can genuinely talk to me. I'll send you an email or whatever, and you can say whatever you want, and I'll listen, and and we can talk about it.
Michael, you are very kind, and do you know what? I've had a few people who have got in touch and have made similar offers, and I appreciate it, and it's genuinely, it's very, very touching. However, and I'm not replying to a lot of these people, it would be inappropriate for me to take that up, but I appreciate your offer, and I'm glad you're sounding well. When you say you were crawling around in the dirt nuts, how nuts were you?
Oh, well, when you can't you can't work, you can't talk to people properly. I could, back in the day, I would just talk in streams, I talked at people, and if I met someone like that now, I'd think, oh, this person's wired to the moon, and it was because, and so this is just the main thing I wanted to try and get across, is that when you have so much emotional pain stored up within you that you haven't processed stuff from childhood, from really early on, because babies and toddlers, we're really wired into what's going on around us emotionally. So all this pain and stuff that gets buried down into us over life, it pushes us right up into our head, into the cognitive space. So it's like a fan belt almost, and that's one of the most powerful things that I ever learnt about, that the fan belt should be equal, on the top the mental part, and on the bottom the emotional part. But when we have when we get depression, when we have serious depression, and we want to end it all, that's when the emotional part has shrunken down so small, and the cognitive part has gone huge to try and compensate for it. So what I wanted just to say to you, Ian, is I understand that what you're saying, that it would be inappropriate for you to reach out to me or whatever, but I just want to say that there is hope there. I know that it seems like it's completely impossible, but so I just wanted to put this bit of positive. That's all right. I wanted to put this bit of positivity out there to say, if you can find someone who's been through it themselves, because that was the therapist that totally saved me. That he'd grown up in a terrible way, and he'd been completely nuts himself, but he found someone who basically saved him. And if you can get someone and they can heal your pain bit by bit, and it's the most difficult thing in the world, and you spend years just in therapy, just crying and crying and crying, and but if they can do it in a safe way, and you can access this stuff that you've never processed before, that cognitive huge part that is making us think non-stop can start to get smaller, and the emotional part that we can't feel can start to get bigger. So I just wanted to say that, there's a lot of people out there that will say, well, you just have to cope with it the best you can. But I fully believe, Ian, that we can really heal from our pain and turn it around. And I know it sounds like that might just be up high in the sky, but it happened to me, and I hope you can get Michael, there as well.
You are a good man, and you are a good spirit, and I appreciate your call. Thank you, and it's good to hear a success story. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Ta-ta. Ta-ta. 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. You're more than welcome to. Anna will come to you after this. So this is illegal, right? So I'm not in any way suggesting you do it. But this week, 3 times, I have had cars driving towards me, flashing their lights. And flashing their lights in the most furious... I think it's illegal. Someone will let me know. I'm sure it is. 0844 499 1000. flashing their lights in the most furious manner I have seen. And it's not a, you've got your main beam on flash. It's not a, you're a tosser flash. It's not a, all right, I know you. It's a flash, which is, I think it's a very British flash. It's basically saying, and I got the meaning straight away. It's 3 times. 2 on the same stretch of road and 1 was somewhere else. And it means, I've just come past the police speed checkpoint, you better slow down. And it's I can't imagine this ever happening anywhere else in the world. It seems to me to, 0844 499 1000. It seems to be a very British thing. And I have found myself doing it to other people. But is it illegal? Because if it's illegal, then of course I have never found myself doing it to other people. If it's not illegal, well then that opens up a whole can of Spaniards, doesn't it? Really? 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. Anna, Lady Kadonk.
Hello.
Hello, love, you right?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've flashed people before, but I don't think it's illegal.
I was always told it was illegal, and it's funny, isn't it? Because British people like to see, or we're told, I don't like this, but we are told, we like to see people fail. Speaking of failing, James Wales got 9 nominations in the Big Brother house.
Oh, I've not been watching it.
Yeah, well, I watched 10 minutes of it tonight before I came on air. James Wales got 9, and Grant Bovey, Anthea Turner's ex-love rat, has got 7. So it'll be between one of them two. I didn't know who anybody else was. I didn't see Sam Fox, and Biggins was, but the rest of them, I didn't have a clue who they were.
Oh, I think Big Brother has gone downhill, big time.
I would agree with you.
If you were in it, I would have watched it.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm glad I'm not in it, but I'm upset that I wasn't asked to be in it after I went for the meeting. I would like to have turned them down. But, What you got for us, Anna?
I've forgotten now. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're losing you.
You there?
Yeah, there, stay there.
Oh.
Don't move.
Okay.
No, but you can move your mouth and talk.
Okay.
Yes.
Your ukulele.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you got to play the Quartet songs tomorrow as well.
Have I? Why's that then?
Because they're cool.
I don't know where they are. They're all my stuff is all over the place. It's all. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh! Happy now?
Yeah.
Happy now?
Yeah.
Happy now?
Yes.
Sing hosannas. Sing hosannas. Well, that's literally, that makes me... Oh, my God. Oh, flipping heck. Well, Facebook is... Oh, my God.
What?
Facebook has just shown me something I never wanted to see. This is outrageous. Oh, my God. This is horrible.
Tell me.
Right, so I got Facebook open, right?
Yeah.
And it has a suggested post. Now, the suggested posts on Facebook it's all to do with, not anagrams. What's the word? Biorhythms. Or it's not biorhythms, but let's say biorhythms, okay? So basically, it follows your data, and the suggested posts are things, I feel nauseous, are things that it knows you would like. So recently, a lot of the suggested posts have been about reel-to-reel recorders, because I've been looking at them on eBay, right? I don't know how it works, but it does it, right? Suggested post, right? From Topics, Topix stars. The headline is, they look peaceful, right? Oh, this is the most disgusting...
What is it?
Oh, God. 32 photos of dead celebrities who had open casket funerals.
Oh, for God's sake.
And there's a picture of a dead Marilyn Monroe there.
Why
She's
have they
fit, but
suggested
she's...
that?
Huh?
Why have they suggested that?
I don't know. I've not been Googling dead celebrities. But now the thing is... Now, I don't want to click on it.
But you want to?
I don't want to click on it. But that's macabre and sombre. I'm going to click on it. Shall I click on it?
Oh.
I'm going to see dead bodies. This is like dead porn.
Oh, God.
I'm going to click. Shall I click on it?
It's up to you, Ian.
Well, no. Hang on a minute. Let's bring another voice into this debate, this hot topic. Craig?
Hello.
Shall I click on it? Click on it? No?
No.
I don't need to see that, do I?
No, I don't think you should. Because he might suggest more weird stuff.
That's the old days of the internet looking at horrible pictures, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. I'm better than that.
You already clicked on it, though. No, I'm going to hide. Why am I seeing this? Hang on. Why am I seeing this? One reason you're... Oh, for crying out loud. One reason you're seeing this advert is that you're interested in Bruce Lee. Oh, what? So he was buried in an open casket, and his dead body, right? There's loads of Bruce Lee Bruceploitation films, they're called, where in China they wanted to cash in on Bruce Lee after he died, so they had loads of lookalikes make low budget films in the style of Bruce Lee, and nearly all of them have footage of Bruce Lee's funeral, and you can see his dead body. I was watching that at the age of 12. Right. Do I want to see that? No. Hide advert. It is offensive and inappropriate. It is, I disagree with it. I'm just giving the reasons. Because they read all the reasons, don't they, Hannah, and take it into account. Yeah. So no one else will get to see that now. That's great. That's great news. Can I ask something before I forget?
Yeah? Did you just fart then?
Yeah.
Are you farting? Hannah?
Yeah.
Are you farting?
No.
What are you doing?
A question.
Go on. Your phone keeps breaking up. She's gone. Yes, Craig.
Yeah, in Britain it is illegal to flash your lights.
Oh, is it? Well, in that case, I've never done it. And in that case, why is it? Right. Why is that illegal? That is miserable. To flash your lights and tell someone, some poor bloke or woman, although it's generally blokes going too fast, to slow down a bit because there's a copper up the road. Why is that illegal?
The arguments I've heard is it's dangerous because the car slows down quickly and it might cause an accident. And the other thing, I think, is interfering with a police operation.
Oh, a police operation, my backside. It's just some coppers looking for to get a few ticks in the boxes.
But it's a freedom of speech thing in America, and they're allowed to do it.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah. In the summer, though, I do the hand out of the window, the slowing down gesture.
What?
Up and down, wave your hand.
Well, no. That's if you're going to slow down and your brake lights don't work.
Yeah, but I do that. I'm in a van.
Oh, hang on a minute. That's great. That's nuts. Because then that means the police behind you will see you do it. Whereas if you flash your lights, which is illegal, so don't.
Yeah,
they won't see you do it.
Cars approaching is a police car. You can get nicked then, can't you?
Well, I think it's a little bit tight, isn't it? There's a stretch of road near me now where it's 30.
They're all mean, aren't they?
And you'll often see a copper stood right at the end with his little blooming hairdryer
just zapping everybody as they go past, and you think, oh, come on, man, it's a straight bit of road. It's school holidays, come on, man, let us put the pedal to the metal, huh, man?
The only points I've got is for speeding. Well, I didn't get the points, I did the speed awareness course. But he was standing next to the 40 sign when I was in the 30.
Yeah.
And I was wrong, I was accelerating.
Right, you were, hang on, you were doing 40 and a 30?
But yeah, because I was approaching the 40 sign, I was being stupid and accelerated up to, you accelerate to meet the speed.
Hang on a minute, so how fast were you going when you got done?
I was doing 40.
Oh, that's tight. And that's I have got, here we go, 9 points on my licence. I've got 9 points on my licence.
You're going to have to go to court,
Well,
mate.
hang on. I recently went to court. I've never said this on the radio, but about 2 months ago I went to court in Oxford, and I had to plead special circumstances.
Oh, no.
And
hardship licence.
I got off with a hardship claim. I told them lots of things that were true. And I got off with a hardship claim. Well, they were great, actually, and I did, and it cost me an absolute fortune, but, the thing is, it happened so long, it happened over a year ago. It took a year to get to court, and in that year, 3 points, when I got the points, I was on 9, so it would have taken me to 12. But in that year, 3 points dropped off my licence. And so I went in and I explained I told them a few home truths. And they went away to deliberate. It was great. While they were away, right, the solicitor and the ushers and the prosecutor, they were all started talking about these gangsters that were going to be in court next week for stealing cars. And they had loads of drugs in secret compartments in their cars. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And then they came back and they said, all right, listen, the 3 points dropped off, so you're down to 6. We're going to give you 3 points. You're back up to 9. Don't do it again.
Have you ever gone on a speed?
Yeah. Here's the truth. Here's the God's honest truth. I am a terrible driver, Craig. I did the speed awareness course, and about 6 months later, I was speeding. I got caught speeding. I am a terrible driver. I am an awful... I bought a new car 2 weeks ago. Day 2, I scraped the side of it.
Do you know what I've done?
Go on.
I bought a second iPhone, an iPhone 5.
Yeah.
And there's an app by Sidejack called Speed Camera.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's £8.
Yeah.
Plug it in with your cigarette lighter, have it on.
Yeah.
And you can program it to tell you that if you're going over 3% of the speed limit, it'll just flash you.
But what I've learned, all of that stuff is great, right? But just don't speed.
Yeah, but it reminds you if you're going into a zone and you just haven't noticed.
Yeah.
It'll go beep beep. I have it so that if I go 32 and a 30, it tells me.
But here's the thing. I've finally learnt, he said, touching wood and praying, right? I finally learnt, don't speed. The shock of going to court, I was so ashamed, Craig. I was so ashamed of going to court, right? Because I have always been taught and brought up to respect the legal system, right? It's a speeding thing, I know that. But I was so ashamed, and I was so embarrassed, and I was so humiliated by going to court, even for just a speeding thing, right? And it could have been massive, because I could have lost my licence for 6 months. I've been buggered, right? But I was so humiliated and so embarrassed. I finally learnt my lesson. And I'm on the motorway. I'm 67 miles an hour. In 30 miles an hour, I'm 28 miles an hour, because it's just not worth it. I felt that fear.
As long as you can remember, but sometimes I've had it on and I've just been daydreaming and I've not noticed.
I know what you mean.
And
yes.
it's gone. You're doing 33. Oh yeah, right. Back down to 30.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just a backup.
I know what you mean, but then you're relying on the GPS on your phone, which is not 100% accurate.
Yeah, but it's not there to stop me. It's there to remind me. So it has occasionally reminded me.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
For the sake of like a 50 quid phone and an 8 quid app, it's just a reminder.
Yeah.
What's the best excuse you've heard of somebody, a Welsh rugby player got done for drink driving?
Yeah.
And his best excuse was he was eating a curry and he spilled some, and that's why he was waving on the road.
Oh, beautiful. Did he get away with it?
No.
Here's the thing, all right. Years and years ago, it was in the dark days, so it was about 13 years ago, right? I got a speeding thing, and I didn't know what a speeding thing was, right? I didn't know.
Yeah.
And so I appealed it, but I didn't know that if you appealed it, you had to go to court, right?
That's it, yeah.
I didn't go to court. So next thing I know, I get a letter through saying you didn't appear at court, 6 points on your licence. I was like, oh, blimey, right, okay.
Oh, no.
Then I got another speeding thing. I'm such a bad driver, and I'm not saying this to brag at all. I'm ashamed, right? And then I got another speeding thing, and I wrote a letter to the police force that had sent out the speeding notice. I wrote this pathetic begging letter saying, my mum was ill. I'd been going to visit her and stuff. Well, it was true, actually.
Yeah.
And I wrote that I had an Audi at the time, and I said the car is too powerful for me. I'm going to get rid of the car. Pathetic, really pathetic letter, right? Didn't hear anything from them for 6 months, right? Then 6 months later, I got a letter from some copper saying, Mr. Lee, it would appear we have lost your speeding form. Do not speed again, because I don't think you'll be so lucky next time. But this one, excellent. you can write this one off. They let me off.
Brilliant.
Outrageous. Well, kind of brilliant, but and again I say this, I'm not bragging. I am a terrible driver, and going to court. Even though I couldn't imagine being a bank robber or a murderer or a sex offender or something, because the shame I felt. I was shaking in there.
Oh, yeah.
For speeding. In a magistrate's court. It was
not a bad guy, doesn't it? Because
you
felt bad.
Well, the thing is, I had about $5,000 worth of heroin shoved up my jacksie as well.
Oh, yeah. Luckily, didn't.
Craig, yes, exactly. No, I didn't. Oh, Craig, honestly, thank you for that. 0844 499 1000. I have never felt so embarrassed and ashamed as I did when I was stood in that court, and I thought I couldn't be a bank robber. Flipping it. Right, last 30 minutes of the show. 0844 499 1000.
We have ways of making you talk.
Okay, so we have learnt something this evening. What have we learnt? Well, we've learnt, dear listener, 0844 499 1000. But it's not straight to air tonight. We only do that on Fridays. So call up, you'll speak to Emma. She will call you back. We've learnt that it's illegal to flash other drivers to warn them that, I had a question. This is a genuine question, right? You know when they say here. You know when they say that in court? That's right. Is it here, or is it here? This is a genuine question, dear listener, which I'm hoping you can answer. 0844 499 1000. I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think I've ever seen it written down. And I couldn't work out if they were saying, because both of them work, don't they? Both of them work. The here, like here. Or here, as in here. Listen, it's kind of like a posh way of saying, listen up, guys. Listen up, guys. Here. So I don't know. And I'm thinking of writing a book that involves a court scene. I'm not. But it would be embarrassing to, write the wrong one down. So if you know, 0844 499 1000 is the telephone number if you want to give us a call. And I could genuinely do, and I know this is boring, right? It's a boring thing to talk about, so sue me. Sweet Lord, what do you want, gold every night for 3 hours? Really? Gold? Well, okay, maybe I should work a little harder. In 2 weeks' time, I have a week off, and I think my brain has slightly started to disengage. My family go away next Monday. Xbox and pizza, Xbox and pizza, Xbox and pizza. That's what's happening. I'm going to bring the dog in one night next week as well. We're going to bring the dog in. You a fan of dogs? You are? Going to bring the dog in. She stinks to high heaven, and I want to get her booked in for a nice little haircut, and then I'm going to bring her in. She's not house trained. She'll pee and poo everywhere. But it's something to do, isn't it? It's something to do. One of my favourite shows I ever did was about a month, 2 months maybe, after we had our first baby. And I was working at, was it Absolute? I guess it was Absolute then. Maybe it was Virgin, I don't remember. I'm used to picking up dog turds now. Flipping it. Once you picked up kids' turds, dogs are nothing. And it was about 2 months after we'd had our first baby, and we did this brilliant skit that loads of people fell for. Right, and I hadn't mentioned that I'd had a baby, and no one asked why I mysteriously took 2 weeks off. But I brought the baby in one night. This was such a good skit, and I can't believe anybody fell for it. You have these ideas, think, do this, no one will fall for it. But loads of people did. And so we brought the baby in, and he was asleep. And Eloise was my producer. And we did this whole riff about how she wasn't getting paid enough to produce my show. She wasn't. She was paid as a tech op when she was really the producer. Shame on you, Mr. Dickens. And so she was taking extra work, babysitting, and for some reason she had to babysit this baby during a show, but she was getting an extra 25 quid for it or something. And, first of all, no one believed we had a baby, because, we didn't have webcams, and the baby was silent, and then beautiful comic timing, about 20 minutes into the show, she mentioned something about the baby, there was silence, and then the baby went, ah, like that. And cried. And then it became obvious that we had a baby, and I got the baby up, and I was, winding him and all of this stuff. And, loads of people, it was the weirdest thing. Loads of people believed that, once they knew that there was a baby there and it wasn't a recording, loads of people believed that my producer was so thick and desperate for cash that she would bring in a baby that she was babysitting during a live radio show. It was the weirdest thing. And I was obviously rollicking her and telling her off. And then I wouldn't let her touch the baby. I wouldn't let her touch the baby. And she goes, give it to me. I said, no, I'll do it. You haven't got a clue what you're doing, love. I'll do this. Look, you've got to bounce them. You've got to tap their bottoms. They like having their bottoms tapped, babies. I don't know why. I still do. And it really confused people. Why am I saying that? Oh, yeah, because it will bring the dog in one day next week. Won't add anything. It will. It will add a certain frisson to the show, a certain tension. 0844 499 1000, by the way. Although I'm guessing none of you buggers are going to call in for the last 20 minutes. Thanks a lot, guys. Why don't you leave me in the lurch? Next you'll be saying you want topics to talk about. Get out of town. We're not that desperate. It's only Monday. But so I'll bring the dog in, and there will be a certain tension in the air, because she'll start barking, and then she'll do a dump, and then she'll get on my nerves, as she always does. Getting a dog was easily the biggest mistake I've made in a long time. I mean, a terrible mistake. I made some awful mistakes today, in fact. She'll do a 7-second dump. Well done, Ed. Ed made a funny. Leave it, Ed. I do the funnies. She'll just do one, and it'll stink. Now I've lost my train of thought because of you bloomin' sodder. Doesn't matter. It was going nowhere anyway. Right. 0844 499 1000. Although I am suspecting that you guys have got cold feet and decided not to call. But, which is great news, actually, because there's a load of stuff in the papers today that I want to go through, including talking about Nazis and Cliff Richard. They're not connected. 0844 499 1000. Sean. Good evening, Sean.
Hip, 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 hip.
Whoa, hey man, how many? Yeah, why not? Hip, 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 hip.
Hip, 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 hip.
You turn to normal wisdom after a while.
You hear here, it's H-E-A-R, H-E-A-R.
Is it?
Definitely.
How do you know this?
Apparently. I had the same thought myself about 3 or 4 months ago, so I looked it up. And because I was using it, and somebody picked me up on it, and I thought, no. So I looked it up, and it originated from Parliament in the 17th century, and it's short for hear him, hear him.
Right, but hang on. So were you when you say you were using it? What, you were using it written down?
Oh, and on Twitter and stuff like that.
You were using the wrong one.
I was using the wrong one, and some smart ass picked me up on it, and I thought, I'll fix you, and then I looked it up and they were right.
I would have gone for the here, for the here, as in here we are now, here we are now. That's what I would have gone for.
Yeah. So I thought I'll look it up, and apparently Parliament 1700s. Hear him.
Isn't Parliament stupid?
Absolutely. Actually, the old cliche, the last honest guy to go into Parliament was Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, those people are like adults, right? They're like leading the country, and they go in there, and if I was in a meeting, right, and started going, they go, what you doing? This is quite an important meeting. And even the meetings I have, they're not about running the country. They're just about doing crappy radio or TV programmes, right? So they're not even that important.
You know what the worst thing of all is, though, Ian, is the House of Lords. They go in there, get the £300 a day for signing in,
that is beautiful.
Go and have the subsidised meal and drink, then go and have an afternoon nap on the benches. How good is that?
Those people are absolute players, aren't they?
300 quid a day, and a subsidised meal, and as much drink as they can handle. And then go out and have an afternoon nap.
And the thing is, right, here's the thing, right, you know David Cameron's getting a load of stick for his honours list, because an outgoing Prime Minister is allowed to draw up, like, honours as they go. And everyone's going, oh, it's all his mates, and it's all people that gave him money, and it's the woman that did his wife's hair. And your problem with that is what? Yeah, if it was you, Sean, right, and you
wake up and smell the coffee.
Exactly. I'd be like, right, Kath, you're going to get one. Scott, you fancy a knighthood? Yeah, you want that? Right. I'd go around the office, and I'd say, right, I've got a knighthood. Who's going to give me a ton for a knighthood? Rog, you're going to give me a ton. Anyone higher than a ton?
Absolutely.
Or Ross, you want 150? Beautiful. I would. Of course I would.
Well, what you'd say, oh, Dave, who lent me a tenner 6 months ago, I'm going to slip him an OBE.
Totally. And you do it for I'd do it for the fella on the door. I'd give him an MBE just for a laugh.
There you go, son.
Or you'd see a homeless person, and I'd say, do you know what? I'm not going to give you a £5. I'm not going to go into Tesco and buy you a sandwich and a bottle of orange juice. I'm going to make you a knight. What bloody use is that? Don't matter, but you're going to be a knight of the realm, buddy.
You've hit the nail on the head, Ian, when you say, what's the big surprise?
I don't...
everyone's shocked. Well, why are you shocked? Because it's
always been that way. Of course it's always been that way. And I think it is wonderful that his wife's stylist is getting a gong. Brilliant! It's better than a tip.
I'm just jealous. I want a piece of the action.
Yes, of course.
I want a piece of the £300 a day action.
They were doing a phone-in on LBC today, right? If you've ever received a gong, does this action of David Cameron render your gong worthless? And people were phoning up going, no. Of course, it was a stupid question. Of course it doesn't. It's always been bent. It's bent.
Absolutely.
Everything is bent.
Well, if we play the harp and go back in time, it's like, who had it's Billy Big,
yes,
who could bash up and suck up to the king better than anybody else, was given the country estate, and if you go forward into history, that's how they got the seat, and that's how they got the lords.
Exactly.
That's how the lords came up.
It's every industry is bent. And so, why would we expect any different from the gongs and the honours and stuff? Of course it is. Good, wonderful. Good luck to them. We're all jealous. I would love an MBE or an OBE or a knighthood. Oh, I'd be a really good knight of the realm, actually. I would be really good. It's never going to happen. I'm jealous. And I'd love it because my mum would be so proud. And boy, oh boy, when I sent emails, my automatic signature would say, Sir Iain Lee. It would say it.
Well,
BH
I've got a better idea, though. We'll become lords together.
Yeah.
We'll go on the drink three times a week, get the 900 quid, and have a great good session and a subsidised meal three times a week.
Sean, it sounds like an absolute winner. I'm in, man. I'm in. Joe's on the line. Evening, Joe.
Hello, Ian.
Hello, Joe.
That was all very political.
Well, listen, we can do the weighty stuff here. I'm not just a pretty face.
I feel a bit stupid now because I've rung up with a bit of beard envy.
Oh, go on, mate.
I just looked at you on Periscope. I'm loving it.
It's good, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah. How far are you going with it? What are we going with it?
Well, this is the trimmed version. I was about 2 weeks ago. I was big and it was longer and it was shaggier and unrulier. And then I went for a trim. I went for a little trim.
Right.
He's got it shaved under there, little trim.
I was going to ask a bit of advice. You see?
Yeah.
I'm growing mine out.
Beautiful.
But, I've got a bit of grey in it, quite a bit.
Yeah,
a lot, more than you.
Really? Because I'm white at the sides. I'm completely.
Yeah, no, I've got more than you. I'm thinking.
No.
You know, he's dyeing it. No, it's not.
No,
No, you can't.
No.
Can you? No.
Why would you do that, man? Grey is beautiful.
No, I was just asking your opinion.
Sing if you're glad to be grey.
Than you.
Well, I've got the lights down, so you can't see. I've got quite a bit of grey.
Right.
And my hair's really short. When my hair's really short, you can't quite see, but the sides are white, man, and I love it. I love it.
Oh dear. All right. Well, I'm going with it. But I want to know how long are you going with it?
Well,
I was thinking of a big one. You know these hipster beards.
Yeah.
I'm thinking hipster beard.
Well, the thing is, I've got a TV gig on Saturday, August the 20th. I'm actually hosting a live television show.
Aren't you?
Yeah, so I'm going to have it trimmed. I'm going to have it trimmed for that, and then I'm going to go nuts again and grow again.
See, that's the thing. See, you hit the nail on the head. I'm going to a wedding Saturday.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I've got to trim it up.
No.
But I kind of don't want to.
No.
But you kind of... It's peer pressure, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not. But also, I bought some Wahl clippers, right?
Oh, right.
They're rubbish.
Don't go there.
No, I went to the local barber and I paid a bloke $5 to tidy it up. He did a blinding job.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do.
Well, Joe, keep us updated.
Ian, I've got to say before you go.
Yeah.
I'm Duncan Ballantyne. I used to love that.
Oh, well done. That was good. That
was back.
I'll find the clip somewhere, Joe. Thank you. That was a lovely clip we had. Thank you, Joe. When I was at another radio station of Duncan Ballantyne going, my name's Duncan Ballantyne. And we had this old dear phone up. I've got it on my computer somewhere, but I won't dig it out. This old dear phone up. She goes, oh, is that LBC? Have I got it? I don't know. Hang on a minute. Duncan. Here we go. Hang on. This poor woman. Let me just play this. Hang on a second. Hang on. Esther.
Sorry, I've had the wrong number. I want Essex.
You want sex?
I wanted Essex.
Oh no, David Essex.
Yeah, no. I wanted the Essex programme. I want to rang the LBC number.
Oh, blimey, you're not listening to BBC Essex, are you?
Well, from time to time I do.
That's all right. What are they doing on there? Terrible station.
I've been listening to LBC since it started, 73.
73, you want excellent. You want one of those. What do you think of Iain Lee?
Oh, he's all right.
Yeah, no,
I like them all.
Clive Ball's good, isn't he?
No, they're all right.
What were you phoning into Essex for then? What are they doing that's warranted a phone call from you?
They're, you've got to guess who's talking.
Oh, we can do that here.
Mystery voice competition.
No, well, voices.
Yeah, okay, hang on a second. Have a guess who this is.
I've knocked about a time. Who do you think that is?
I bet it's you.
No, it's not. I'll give you a clue. It's Duncan Ballantyne. Have another listen.
I've knocked about a time.
It's Duncan Ballantyne. Who do you think it is?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to hear it again? It's Duncan Ballantyne. I'll play it again. Here we go.
It's terrible, isn't it? I've knocked about a time.
Duncan Ballantyne. Who do you think it is, Esther?
Clive
Ball. No. Good guess. Esther, well, listen, Esther, thank you for calling in.
Isn't that wicked? Really. How funny you remembered that. Oh, dearie me. Well, we're going to end on the Harry Nilsson song that I started with, but because I was showing off because my mate Dougie was here. And if you missed the interview with Dougie, it wasn't really an interview; it was a chat. It was two mates who haven't seen each other properly for years, having a chat. And I've said to Dougie, he is welcome to come in any time he wants. He doesn't live too far from me. So if you get bored, come down here. But we'll put that whole hour out as podcast tomorrow because it was
It was funny, and it was stupid, and it was fun. And the book is cracking. It's also, we didn't really get round to talk about, the whole book is about publishing and making things off one's own bat. And the book is self-published, and it's a joy, and I'm so proud of him. It's such a good book. It's got these hilarious illustrations in it. And it is, if you go onto Amazon, I tweeted the link earlier. I'm off Twitter, but I tweeted the link earlier. And you type in Douglas Anderson, Left of the Mainstream. It comes up. And it is, it's hilarious. And I read it today, and it made me laugh a lot. And we'll put the whole hour out to think. I didn't get to any of the stories in the newspapers. You see, that's the problem. You see, when you call in, that's the problem. And have you noticed, very briefly, we'll play the song in a second. Have you noticed that now, every day, it's not even, it's normally 2 Pokemon stories. Every day, there are 2 Pokemon stories. The first one, I couldn't find the other one, there's another one somewhere, but the first one is, which is bullshine. And it was going to be an Olympic special tonight, and I've completely forgotten to do it. Athletes can't get Pokemon in Rio. Olympic athletes in Rio are in despair because there is no Pokemon Go in Brazil. Now, that's obviously nonsense. But the Olympics are they're this week, aren't they? They start this week. And it feels like it's going to be the most disappointing, dull Olympics of all time. It's going to be awful. Anyway, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Here is how the show should have started. Oh, now you won't bloody work. Here we go. Thank you very much, Mr. Harry Nilsson.
I may go out tomorrow if I can borrow a coat to wear. I'd step out in style with my sincere smile and my dancing bear outrageous, alarming, courageous, and charming. Oh, who would think a boy and bear could be well accepted everywhere? Was just amazing how fair people can be. Places where well-fed faces all stop to stare, making the grandest entrance to Simon Smith and his dancing bear. Their lovers, won't they defeat us, don't they? Oh, who would think a boy and bear could be well accepted everywhere? It's just amazing how fair people can be. Attraction everywhere will be Simon Smith and his dancing bear. Yes, Simon Smith and the amazing dancing bear.
Radio.
Join the Talk Nation.
Pick up your phone and talk radio.
We'll get you talking.